Jesus. I guess that's maybe on it.
Welcome back, everybody, to season 2, episode 101
Alright, that's cool.
of the H3 podcast. We are joined
Hey,
by
somebody's
lovely,
watching. Thank you.
pregnant
Oh,
wife
never mind.
and co-host Eula Kleiners. Stand up and shout from the rooftop. Show it off. Show it off. Yeah. Halfway through, huh? More than halfway. More than halfway. Yeah. Let's get real. And of course, we are joined by the luscious, bodacious Vsauce. One of my favorite people here on the show. A wonderful dude, beautiful beard as well.
It's getting big.
Do you use beard oils?
I need to start. It's getting a bit dry now after a shower. And it's just really hard to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever catch some crumbs or flavors in your mouth, and does that disgust you or intrigue you?
I love it, but if others are around, it's embarrassing.
love it.
Today is Jake Roper's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Jay.
And we had a big cake covered in frosting, and I could not eat it without the tips of my mustache getting covered in frosting. Little flavor savers. Stick 'em right in your mouth.
Now, do you ever have a piece of chicken that's perhaps been in your beard for too long, and you're like, well, I did enjoy that. I wonder about this, what's the word? Help me out, Michael. You're a smart guy.
I don't know what you're getting at.
If it's
Are you
rotting,
saying-
is the chicken rotting in your beard and then you eat it?
Oh, no. No, it's just kind of getting more flavor.
Oh.
It's airing out, it's getting the sort of beard,
Right.
the skin cell, and all that kind of...
It's fermenting.
Yeah. I don't eat a lot of chicken, though, to be totally honest. I'm more saving crumbs and liquid residues.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, those are safe. Those will not spoil as far as I'm aware, so...
No, they help preserve the beard.
So I want so first of all, thank you to our sponsors, Ring, Honey, and MeUndies, and I want to say, Michael, thanks for coming on here to promote your show, season 3 of Mind Reveals.
Season 3.
And that is super exciting, perhaps the longest running YouTube Red show of all time, and I want to say the most successful. And I don't care about stats or anything to combat that, because I think and believe that's true.
No one knows the stats.
Yeah.
Like Netflix, YouTube Premium, they kind of keep it secretive.
Yeah.
So all I have to go off is like people's reaction.
Well, you heard it here. It's the most popular show by far.
I'm going to quote you on that.
By far.
By far.
So, well, first, before we get into that, because there's a lot I want to ask you about the new season, but before we get into that, I want to ask you, Michael, because you're a man of science, maybe you can explain to me what the hell is this?
Yeah. The Raiders owner, Mark Davis, Deadpool, and John Denver.
So that part.
I get it. I see it.
So this is Mark Davis. He's the owner of the Raiders
Yeah.
football team. He's worth $500 million.
Yeah.
And this is his haircut. He looks like Tweedledee from Alice in Wonderland.
I find it pretty cool.
You like it?
If you're worth that much money, look at the confidence
Right.
you can have.
Right.
Mark Davis is not thinking, oops. He's thinking, this isn't a mistake. This is the new trend.
Right.
Mark Cuban's going to start doing this.
Right.
Elon Musk.
Well,
was quite this big, really.
For real.
Um,
I
but
remember him as a bearded gentleman.
I know, but it wasn't quite this thick.
I mean, that's
It was
as
very bold.
formidable. That's formidable as it gets.
Look him up because it's a great look. You know, I loved his work as a kid, and I still do. Now, here's the other thing I want to do. I'm gonna go full mustache and goatee. So you guys kind of look like. I'm gonna cut everything here back, have some big sideburns, and there's the huge goatee.
By
I don't know if I approve of that.
Exactly. I'm pulling the Mark David.
You're going full Mark David.
I do something where everyone goes, why? And then, like, the other half of the population goes, I guess I look like that too.
What would be the most extreme thing you would do with your facial hair now? Because I see you with like a soul patch
Yeah.
and a mustache,
Only.
but that's not enough. I think your idea is much more extreme.
Yeah, my idea.
Goatee is pretty wild.
Yeah, because
That's not an in right now either.
no,
Yeah.
that is how you set trends. You do things that are terrible first.
What does your wife think about that?
Oh, she hates it. But I keep telling her, look, everyone who hates it will just go, oh, it must be a joke. But those who like it will be like, I like it.
Right.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah. Nobody judges you.
And I'll never mention it. I'll just all of a sudden,
You mentioned it. You already mentioned it.
and this is live, isn't it?
The cat.
All right, so there's going to be an inner circle
Right.
of people who understand what I'm doing. But everyone else will be like, does he know what he looks like? And I'll just never mention it. I'll be like, yeah, I got a beard. And they're like, no, but you have a goatee and like a mustache. And I'll be like, yeah,
You know what's
I've
fascinating?
always looked like this.
When I was young, goatee was in. People were all walking around with goatees, and now
Yeah.
it's just like normal.
Goatees and like, remember Starbucks was really new and like sushi was this new thing in the Midwest? That was around the same time. Like men with ponytails and goatees.
Right.
That was like so cool.
Incredible.
Today, that kind of goes with a certain like character. Right?
Someone who rocks a goatee is someone who like he's a drinker, he's a partier, he's a little bit of a hick, I want to say.
Until now.
He's
Now.
just flipping that all the way upside down.
Everyone goes, oh, I thought you were smart. I thought you were curious, but yet you have no goatee. So
What if the goatee becomes the smart man's beard? Maybe I should grow a goatee.
No.
yeah.
Feels that.
Yeah. Hey, look, come on. We're talking about Ethan's career.
I've tried so many times to do something interesting with my facial hair when I grow it out. By the way, I cannot grow it to that length because all I end up with is pubes. I have pubes on my
Is it not kind of dense
It's
enough?
oily and it's puby.
Do you shower?
No. Is that part of the problem?
That's part of the problem.
No,
It
I
took
get
me
it.
years to figure that out.
Why am I so oily?
Why do I smell? Why is this chicken fermenting in my beard?
Right.
Oh, hygiene. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you have a piece of corn in your pocket. Is that part of the hygiene?
This is all part of it. Yeah, it keeps the bad spirits away.
Right.
No, you provided this. It is raw corn. And guys, we discovered raw corn.
It's so
I mean,
good.
you discovered. I already knew this. Raw corn.
Yeah.
We were posing for a picture because Michael has a raw corn memes. Actually, I have here some photos that I can show.
It's usually cooked corn in my pictures.
But, well, we have no way to know that. But this was so sweet and creamy. It absolutely blew my mind. I've never had raw corn before. I'm not going to bite into it because I know you guys hate to hear me chew. You guys can munch away, but I specifically have a problem. I'm allowed to.
I'll limit my munching.
But, Michael, what is with the corn gags? Is that what? Tell me about the genesis of the corn gags and while you're explaining yourself, because you owe us an explanation.
Explain yourself.
Nothing is more funny than a joke explained.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And so, is that you saying you don't want to explain it? Because I will accept that.
I feel like it'll ruin the magic. You know, so much of it is, wait, is there a deeper meaning here?
Here's a collage. But there's this and so much more. Corn magic.
I loved this picture in the upper left. That's
That's the shooting of your
we
show, right?
shot in my hometown on the football field. We built a neural network out of people, and
hairy
smokehouse in
corn.
LA. It's a hairy corn.
Oh, why is that your least favorite? I think that one is.
It's not
quite good.
blurry. It doesn't have the same action.
You need blurry corn action. Well, I'm looking like an idiot, and I'm not finding.
I think you're out already. Like literally the first corn pick you've already passed. It's that one on the left right there.
Coming back season 2, very strong.
What sort of features are you remembering?
It was a close up, and maybe it was this one. I think it was this one. This is my favorite corn pick.
Yeah,
Because it's so blurry. There's so much emotion going on. Really, almost you can't even make out the face. Let it
yeah.
corn.
And the eye is really distorted and big,
Yeah.
but yet everyone knew.
Yeah.
You
What do
still see that and you know what it is. Corn.
Fascinating. Why wasn't there an episode about this in your new season?
Well, the problem is, if I say too much, it loses its mystique, right? It all began with my father. If I can get deep here for a second. He would like just say weird stuff out of nowhere sometimes. Like he'd be in the bathroom and you'd just hear like, Corn Dog Willie was a friend of mine. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe that's a real song. I don't think it is.
I don't think
I don't know who Corn Dog Willie is.
Yeah.
But it kind of became an earworm for me. Like, still, it gets stuck in my head like corn dogs. And so then my wife and I got a cat, and I was like, let's call it Corn. That'd be funny. And she like was into it. So we have a cat named Corn. And then I started to be consumed by the corn. And now I can't stop.
Do you really like corn?
Corn stop.
That was good. A stretch, but I'm on the page.
I've tweeted that pun before, so
Like corn
I think I'm like
stop.
clever.
Yeah. That's one you've thought of and
Let me also clarify. I'm a big corn the vegetable. I think it's okay. I really support it. But is this really the kind of corn I'm talking about? Because corn is also my
I
cat.
feel like I'm in a Vsauce video right now.
Is also a word for small things like corned beef.
Right.
Oh.
The corn refers to, I believe, the salt, like you put
The
it
corning process.
the corning process.
And also a band as well.
And that's with the K.
Yeah.
That is completely different. I am not associated with
You're not.
promoting
I thought you were endorsing corn.
corn with
The
the
band.
C.
Okay, with the K is the band. That
K
you
is
were
the band,
endorsing
totally different
them. You were endorsing the band corn. Sorry.
The band corn with the C.
Yeah, okay, alright.
But you know what? Look, I'm just gonna go into this. Like, I think it's time to move on. I think that the corn thing, I don't want it to become oversaturated. It's time to move on.
Are we hanging up the corn right now?
I'm not hanging it up right now. You can't just hang up something that's taken over your soul. What you can do is evolve. So I think a few days ago I tweeted Catbird.
Huh.
What was that about?
Interesting.
There's no corn there, was there?
Huh.
I have a cat named Corn. You see how it
There is.
evolved.
Right.
But I don't know where
Shit.
this is going to take. I
Come
cannot
on,
really
that's such
explain.
How did that
Bullshit.
tweet perform? Do you look at performance and does that fuel kind of your intrigue? Like the corn thing, people were kind of responding to it probably, right? And that's what fueled your curiosity?
I wasn't surprised as I was responding to it. If I share my passions, the likes will come.
It's the genuineness.
Yeah.
People respond to the genuineness. So how did Catbird respond to you?
Oh, really well. You know, and it's always this weird mental thing where, like, I've been making a lot of videos this year,
Right.
and they get a certain amount of attention, but then I drop Catbird, and it gets 10 times more interactions.
Sure.
Of course.
And I'm like, well,
It's always like that.
yeah.
It's real.
I'm like, hey, everyone, support Alzheimer's research and blah, blah, blah. Go to this link, and like 5 people are like, hate you.
Yeah.
But then I tweet Catbird, and everyone's like, I'm gonna die someday. It becomes this deep, meaningful thing, and they love it, and I'm glad for that.
Is cat burping a thing? Cats burp?
I can't find a definitive answer.
Got him.
Puppy humans, burping is quite rare in cats. In fact, according to Dr. Anna Hosenhaz, you're right, not a real doctor, a staff doctor at New York City Animal Medical Center who specializes in small animal internal medicine. And okay, come on, it's uncommon that it even appears in 2 major veterinary texts she regularly consults. I swear I've heard my cat burp. The lack of information out there indicates that if cats do burp, it's very important to their overall health.
Yeah.
It's not very important to their overall health.
That's the same resource I was reading the other day, and,
That's
and
not
because
much.
it was so mysterious, I had to tweet it. So you see, the cat burp didn't come from me going, what's going to be weird? It
There's
came from
something
me
deeper.
being like, do they burp or not? I can't believe I can't find out. And I just tweeted out there, get the conversation started.
Let's get social, in other words.
Let's break the internet.
Let's get social, guys.
Conversation begin.
There you go.
There it is.
I am vegan for 3 days.
For 3 days you've been vegan.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
For 3 days. Today's the 3rd day. I'm tired. I'm confused. I'm disoriented. I'm scared.
Are you doing it right? I mean,
No.
you're not just eating like French fries.
Oh no, I haven't had anything unhealthy yet.
Yeah, avocado sandwiches.
Yeah, no, I'm vegan. I'm all out, and I'm doing it for health reasons. And it's been 3 days, and I'm still fat, so I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong.
Look, you can be really fast and vegan. I mean,
I think it's just a lot of calories. I think it takes extra work to be super fat and vegan, because you basically just have to eat like tons of bread
Basically,
and French fries.
pizza or
I mean, the dairy, I'm already noticing these days, the cream, the cheese, the dairy, that shit, I eat so much of that shit. It's insane, and that shit is just like poison.
so do you feel better for not having that for 3 days?
I feel tired,
Interesting. Now, look, this whole
but I always feel tired.
bread and potatoes thing, that can trip you up. But you're in the right city to eat well vegan. I mean, you guys know the Cafe Gratitudes,
Right.
now I can only name one,
All
Crossroads.
the other ones.
All the other ones.
I don't know any of those places, but I'll take a look.
Gracias Madre.
Yeah.
Jeez. I work with a whole bunch of vegans, so the Vsauce office is primarily vegan.
Oh, for real?
this office too, kind of.
They're not vegan.
I'm vegetarian.
By the way, meat is murder. I become fully conscious, by the way. I went for the diet, and it's been 3 days, and I saw, like, Eli eating, like, a sandwich, and I was like, excuse me,
Let's see,
Eli.
what was on the sandwich?
I said, excuse me. It had, I don't know, some kind of animal product. I said, excuse me, Eli, meat is murder.
Wow.
And don't you have a conscience? Do you know that the conditions that animals suffer in to produce animal products? There's a holocaust going on every day in this country. Billions of chickens and cows being murdered every day. Meat is murder. I'm vegan for 3 days.
How do you how do you sleep at night?
Yeah.
That animal
Not
may have
good.
had plans for the future, ambitions, and
Excuse
dreams.
me, but I
Not
was
good. I shake her away
vegetarian.
every 20 minutes.
I was vegetarian, and Ethan was the one who, because of him, I stopped.
What I'm
So-
hearing is excuses.
Now, to be fair, she's eating for 2.
Right.
Okay. The health of the baby.
What's
is
fair
very
about that?
important.
No, I want her to eat meat. We got a little baby inside of her.
You don't have to eat meat when you're pregnant, but you know you shouldn't like eat the wrong things or skip things.
Yeah.
Right.
You should worry about the baby.
I heard about people, vegans, who force their like animals to be vegan, and obviously like dogs are carnivores. They eat meat, and so they were like killing their dogs and malnourishing their dogs from giving them a vegan diet.
We should fact check this because I've heard
Dan, fact check that.
dogs can't eat vegan diets,
I
but
think
cats can.
dogs can kind of get away with it. Cats definitely can't.
Cats
Like,
cannot.
that fucking
Really?
people doing that to their cats, and that's unacceptable.
I've heard of people doing that to their newborn babies, and they just fucking like kill their baby.
That's
Talk to a doctor,
Yeah.
please. Yeah.
I'm vegan, so. By the way, there's an ongoing debate. I always hear people asking, "Is semen vegan?"
I think it would certainly be vegan.
It is, and here's why.
Right.
I've researched this.
Done a lot of research.
I know you know a lot,
You
but
don't need
let me in
you
here.
don't really need to research this.
Well,
You can just think about it.
I've done a lot of extensive research on and off the field, in and out of the lab.
Yeah.
Now, semen is vegan because a human can consent to give you their animal product. Animals cannot consent, and so if you're wondering, Hila, yes, semen
I
is
was
vegan.
not wondering.
Give me the clear on that, man.
Yeah,
And you're
I
not
don't
vegan,
think
you're
you're
not
getting
a
in the way of the animal's well-being or any of its rights by eating its poop.
So according to this council, we all agree that you can feast on poop as a vegan.
But can you? Hold on. If I cooked poop to the right temperature, would it be safe to eat?
That is something for you to explore in your next Vsauce video.
Guess what? I already have explored it. As it turns out, yeah,
Oh, really?
you can cook. I mean, if you cook it to a temperature that kills all living organisms, then you could eat it. But you don't even need to cook poop to eat it and be fine if it's your own poop.
For real?
Apparently, eating your own puke is not that bad. Other people's poop, don't do it.
Huh.
You're just putting the same, microbes that are already in your cells. Now,
Somewhat.
I should
sketchy.
probably walk this back a bit and explain that I'm not a doctor.
Okay, right.
And I'm sure everyone's gonna go, actually.
Michael, I just ate my own poop, and I'm including this from the hospital.
And so don't eat your own poop. But if you have to eat poop,
Make sure.
go with your own.
And microwave it first if you can.
I'd say like pan fry with a little, some shallots.
Have you tried it?
A little cream sauce.
I've never tried it.
Hold on. Now I do think that would be intriguing to cook your own poop and eat it.
It's just a bit we've been talking about.
Oh,
But
man.
it is such a good question. It really gets to the heart of why can we eat some things and not others? What is poop? What is hygiene?
Well,
Are we going too far with our hygiene?
Well, I was watching a really fascinating documentary about, you've probably heard about this poop transfusion.
Yeah.
There's really diseases of like ass bacteria or the intestinal bacteria, and people with healthy, good gut bacteria and intestinal bacteria, they suck all the shit out of the asshole of the unhealthy person.
You can also
Really?
call it a fecal donation.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to be, they shit in another dude's asshole. Really, if you want to get down to brass tacks. No, but they take all the ass out, and then they pump all the ass in of a healthy person, and it heals. It's really rare. It completely heals them. It's like a miracle treatment. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Right, Michael?
It's fascinating, and it really has improved a lot of people's lives. A poop transplant.
Yeah.
The poop.
They poop. They shit in another dude's asshole.
No, they didn't. That's not how they do it.
They go ass to ass.
There are also synthetic poops that can be put into your body if you need that infusion of good bacteria. It doesn't have to be another person's. There was even an artist who, a decade ago, created a machine that you would put like a hamburger in, and it had all the right mechanisms and all the right chemicals, and it would turn food into robot-made artificial poop.
Could you eat it?
If you cooked it first. And it can eat its own poop, and if you really
It's like a bit. It's like who's on first bed. Can you poop? Can you eat poop? Only if you cook it. But if it's your own, you can eat it.
that's the point of every story we're going to tell today.
Welcome back to season 2. Nothing's changed. It's the same season as it ever was.
Do you guys edit these down?
No. Why?
I know it's live, but do you then put out you put out the whole thing?
There's no way not to, because on YouTube,
It'll be
it's live.
out anyway.
When we were on Twitch live,
Oh.
we had opportunity to edit.
So now when you stop putting this out, when you stop what's the word?
Yeah.
Broadcasting,
Streaming?
then it's just saved, and that's the episode that's up on your channel.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like a tweet. It cannot be edited. It is history, and it will forever be encapsulated for all eternity, like a healthy poop in the intestines of a healthy person. But it can be transferred into another intestines for a healthy poop.
That's
That's
awesome.
what happens when you watch it. Does that make sense?
That's deep.
All right. Wow, we blasted through that first 30 seconds quick.
30 minutes?
That 30 seconds went by in one laugh. Man, that's so delirious. So guys, we're going to throw it over to a quick break. Not go away because we have a lot more to uncover, a lot more to discover, a lot more to learn and to grow together got them on the sides of our house, on our driveways. You cannot approach our house without us knowing.
And the video quality is the best one.
And you can talk to them.
Yeah.
You say, hey, I can see you, buddy. And then, then they can talk back to you. I mean, this is space age technology. Next year is 2020. The future is now. It came a year early. That's what Ring is. You got to try it if you're at all curious. Now, as a listener, you also get a special offer on the Ring Starter Kit available right now. With a video doorbell and motion-activated floodlight cam, we have 4 of those. I freaking love those. The Starter Kit has everything you need to start building a ring of security around your home. So, go to ring.com/H3. That's ring.com/H3 to arrive in the future. 2020, 1 year early. Ring.com/H3. Here, guys, how about some free money? That's basically what Honey is. It's a free check in your pocket. Millions of top-rated sellers offer the exact same product on Amazon. Finding the best deals feels like looking for an invisible needle in the world's biggest haystack. But thanks to Honey, the free browser extension, I always get the best price on Amazon without lifting a finger. Honey automatically goes to work whenever I shop on Amazon. It compares the prices of every seller that carries the item I want. Honey even factors in shipping, sales tax, and Amazon Prime status to make sure I'm getting the lowest price possible. It shows me the best deal every time, even if Amazon doesn't. It's like having my very own personal shopping assistant. Honestly, Honey is so easy to use, it feels like cheating. It feels like you're robbing a bank at gunpoint. No, it doesn't feel like that. But it's legal, so it can feel like that. But it's not. It's just a smart, automated deal finder that gets millions of shoppers the best price on Amazon and all across the internet. Now, let me show you guys an example. I was doing a little shopping at Coach. I got myself some shoes and a new wallet for Christmas. And it was $400. Don't judge me. And just out of nowhere, Honey swoops in with $25 off. Holiday 25. I didn't know about this.
Fuck.
Boom. Look at this. 25 off. That's what it does for you on Amazon and almost all major retailers across the internet. It's free to install. It just takes a matter of seconds. More than 10 million people are using Honey to save money, and they've got over 100,000 5-star reviews on Google Chrome Store. Time Magazine, forget what Time Magazine says. Listen to me. It's free money. We both said the same thing. I said it first. So next time you're shopping on Amazon or anywhere around the web, don't wonder whether you found the best deal. Just add Honey to get the best price automatically. So add Honey for free at joinhoney.com/H3. That's joinhoney.com/H3. Takes a couple clicks, bam, 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 you're set for life, boy. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Rather than spending all that money going out to fancy restaurants, why not just hang around in your underwear all night, courtesy of MeUndies? MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is 3 times softer than cotton. This fabric genuinely feels like actual heaven against your skin. And boy, is that soft, right, Hila? Speaking of prints, this V-Day season, MeUndies will be releasing a
Fuck are the sheep? Jesus Christ.
That means that you and your loved ones can chill.
This place just have no
matching
fucking
prints
sheep.
for V-Day and play the game of how long can you keep these on? And if you're by yourself, how long
Shit.
can you keep it in?
Probably
Speaking of
like a bridge.
micromodal, look at these beautiful Valentine's Day socks. They're so soft, breathable, and luxurious. If you're a couple, you can put them on and hang out and adjust your socks together. And if you're by yourself, you can jerk off into it. What if you're by yourself? They're really laying. Well, why would you buy yourself Valentine's Day underwear? That's kind of the saddest shit I ever heard.
That's a lot of people, I think.
Buying themselves Valentine's Day underwear?
Oh, buying no.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
want
a
to
lot.
jerk off and feel special tonight. Lighting candles for yourself. That means yes,
Get some
yes, but
fucking
why
shit.
sub it
Thank
up?
God.
This year's
Here we go.
MeUndies is launching their V-Day
Fucking
print
sheep.
in lounge pants
Fine.
and onesies as well.
Okay, hey bastard. Hey fucking piece of. There you go.
MeUndies
Come
has a
on,
great
come on.
offer for my listeners for any
Alright,
first-time
shit.
purchase.
Let's go.
When you order MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. That's a no-brainer. Get 15% off the
Wish they
pair
had
of most
Rams in this
comfortable
game.
underwear you will ever put on.
That'd be
So to
cool.
get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/H3. That's MeUndies.com/H3. Welcome back, everybody. I hope your buttholes are well kept and clipped and clean and dried. Back here with the wonderfully.
It's not a very family-friendly show.
I
It
tried
should
it.
be.
I
I don't know
tried
why.
it. But what? I just said poop.
Are you serious? What the fuck?
You
Are you
said
trolling?
the word.
catch up on my crops.
First of all,
Fucking
happy
piece of
birthday.
shit.
Your birthday is
Jesus.
Thursday.
Okay, we're good.
That's right, January 23rd.
You're the same age as
Come on.
me, 33 years old.
Is that the best applause sound effect you guys can get?
I think that's fine.
It sounds like rain.
Oh, the sound effect. We're really clapping.
We're really clapping. Yeah, thank you.
You're 33 years old, same age as me. Have you noticed the effects of aging? Because I'm starting to notice, like, some things. But tell me, what's your experience about being an old 33-year-old?
I mean, like physically, especially with this big beard, there's like a lot of gray in it, right? And I always had a
Not a
few
lot.
gray hairs. They're not a lot, but I think mentally it's really interesting because I don't know. You're kind of reaching this point where the things I was nostalgic for, like Rugrats and Doug and Salute Your Shorts, and that always set me apart from lame adults. But now it defines me as a lame adult because the young people now are like, oh my gosh, what's a show that's like way not old now?
Carly, iCarly. There's all these Disney shows people know that I
Like Drake and Josh,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh my gosh, that was so long ago. And I'm just like, yeah, what about David the Gnome? Remember that? And they're all like, no. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like what my parents would say, you know, howdy doody. And I'd be like, nah, wow, you should just die already, you know?
Right.
So you realize, oh my gosh, like I'm just becoming an adult. Like now me and my peers are like running the world. There is no one above us who's like, they know what's going on. They're in charge. Now it's like, we are. And it's huge.
And we're lame,
We're lame?
or not.
I don't think
Do you
it's
feel
lame.
like
I didn't make a judgment.
Yeah, I don't think a judgment was passed.
I think it's too early to say much about millennials.
no? I
Come on.
mean like if you're
Fucking
feeling
God.
about yourself, like
Wish he'd stay with me. Better start running. Come
Some
on.
adults are cool. All right. I
Come
don't
on,
wanna like. I don't want to get my adult sponsorship canceled. I support adults.
Oh my God. Fucking
But,
Jesus, you're like a fucking dog. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. Let's go. Come on.
People that are like have been such a big part of where we are today, and they're all like our age when they were doing these things, and you're like, I'm
Thank
in that
you.
phase.
I had that similar epiphany where I was like, almost everyone around me now
Can go.
is younger than me.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm the old guy.
Don't
now.
walk in my fucking
And I'm
crops,
not
goddamn it,
interacting.
piece of
Like,
shit.
I'm so used to being the young guy
Right.
where everyone is older than me around me. And so
Come on, come on,
it's
come on.
coming to the point where
Let's go. Come on.
we're
Get your ass
gonna
in.
be the old dude.
Right.
I'm lame. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, well, we're trying to be a little more optimistic here. Why don't you microwave some food and eat it?
Why are you obsessed with the microwave? I'm telling you.
I don't know.
See,
Parrots in the bags.
roast if you must.
Look, if you're gonna cook poop and eat it, you might as well microwave it.
And
That seems soothing.
why it already comes out quite warm. 98.6.
Well, apparently it's not enough for
Like iced because you get it cold enough that all the organisms inside die.
flash freeze, like Disney.
Yeah. Like astronaut ice cream.
We can't, okay, we're trying to get off this.
We'll get off this. So
If you blast poop into space and somehow propel it back in to atmosphere, can you eat it then?
I just don't know if I want it to be exposed to cosmic rays and radiation that's
For
out
real? You think that'd be a danger?
It could mutate the bacteria into like super poop bacteria, and now it's back in
wrong.
my body.
Sounds like a delicacy.
I thought we were moving on from this.
We are.
Okay,
Look,
where were we?
another thing is I compare things a lot. Like when I was a child, music from the 50s was like oldies, and it's still called oldies. But in the 80s, music from the 50s was 30 years old. Now, music from the 80s, the 80s
Oh,
is
shit.
30 years old. So to children
Just,
born now, music from the 80s is like what Elvis was to me as a kid. And it felt like Elvis was from this different world. It was so far in the past.
I don't want the potatoes yet.
Strange. Now, what about like frequent urination? That was kind of more what I was asking about.
I'm urinating the same amount, which is actually a lot. I really love urinating.
I find it so annoying. I'm like urinating so much more than I used to.
I don't like
already.
having to go and then going and then feeling relief.
What about in the middle of the night?
Middle of the night, that's fun.
What?
Here's why I like
What's
it.
fun about
You
it?
should be
Need
pregnant.
some cows.
You should really
I don't
enjoy
think I
it.
should be, but I might.
It's good. those cows are mounted over there.
So I like waking up in the middle of the night. You're all alone, and you know there's a couple of app games I played. You got chess to open up.
Really, you open up your phone when you?
Yeah, and I'm like while I'm peeing, I'm
You
like,
take a
Oh my
detour.
god.
I take a
It's like a
detour,
special little
and then I go to bed and I feel like I'm a
Come on, Ash. Holy shit. Here we go. We hit the
I try to
jackpot.
keep even my eyes
Jackpot of cows up here, baby.
while I-
Well,
yeah.
well, because a lot of
Because
people,
I don't want to wake
Come on, now I'm gonna become my new food
Once I
source.
wake up
Let's
in the
go.
morning, I'm gonna go
I
back
can
to
go right
sleep.
out of bed.
Oh
if
shit.
it's-
Well, I want to get him
maybe you
actually.
can
Let's
fuck
go.
around on your mobile game and then just be like, okay, I'm done.
I'm not
go,
like
everybody.
focusing. I'm just
Back
like,
to
oh,
the
I need
asshole.
to open that chest and start unlocking
Come on,
that one.
get over
What
here.
game are you playing?
Fucking piece of shit. Let's go.
Bears to say.
Y'all going to my new.
Well, I mean, I think they
Give
should
me my
start before I
slaves.
start
My
talking
food
about
slaves.
But, well, I mean, what kind of game? I don't care.
Come on.
It's a golf game called Golf Clash by Playdemic.
Is that the guys who make Clash of Clan or people just use
No idea.
Clash?
I literally don't know.
Nope.
It could be the
Cliff.
same company. It
Let's
could
go.
be the Clash.
This way.
It's just like
Just
it
a
gives you
hot
a lot of downloads.
Yeah, I think it does.
I don't
Come
know.
on.
Clash of Golf, Michael? Do you play golf?
I've never played golf. I went to a driving range one time.
How'd you do?
I don't even remember. I was like
Probably.
7.
Oh,
Come on.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still
But
before.
golf
Let's go.
on its app, you've got the ball guide. You can be a lot more, mathematical about it. It's not so much like getting into physical shape. It's about mental shape. Physical shape is so important, though. Your brain is part of your physical body. You need to stay in shape. But when you play real golf, you don't unlock a platinum chest because you won a tour game.
No,
Oh shit. No, don't fall in the hole. Okay, good.
That would be so valuable.
God damn it. Fucking.
Jeez, like I'd really like to finally unlock Cataclysm, right?
What is that?
Damn it.
Only the
It's
best
about to
way
become
to go
night.
with
Come on, assholes. Let's go. Hurry up. Hurry up.
But it's also
Let's
not
go.
obsessed with his
Fucking lines.
I don't even know.
No. I've been playing Balloons TD6, which is one of these.
Oh, Balloon Star. That's
I
good.
have a little bit of a bump.
Maybe I should do that for a video.
To be frank with
It's
you.
one of my favorite
It's a
games.
tower defense game. Dan, you've played
Everybody
the
loves
number
Balloon
6
Star
fight?
Defense.
You know what? I don't know if I played 6.
Alright, get the fuck out of here.
The series.
The series. It's a
tower
epic
defense
series.
game.
Yeah, me too. I love it. I've been in love with them since Brutal StarCraft back in the day. We're the same age, isn't it?
What's your birthday?
June 20th. Something.
So you're like 6 months
June
older.
24th.
It's a water.
Regardless, we've been talking about that.
No, actually, I want to go feed him.
Regardless, there's this game you defend balloons as monkeys with darts. Okay, it's great. It's a great game. But here's in line where I get really frustrated. You have to buy the game. I think I paid $5 for the game,
We have to buy it just to play.
just for the game. And so you expect, well, I'm buying the game, so we get a whole game, a wholesome game. But what you end up getting is you have to still buy a bunch of like bullshit.
Do you
enjoy
have
the game.
to?
Well, you're at such a disadvantage that it's unsatisfying.
I don't know what's that, man.
And I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like this game should be.
You guys
free
can
at the
threesome
end of
in
the
there.
day.
That's why I think
There you go.
Golf Clash really hit that
Can you
sweet
go back
spot.
and bleep the F bomb?
It doesn't work like that. It's live. Golf Clash is a game where you can definitely pay to get special balls and extra cards.
All
and
those
break
wood.
clubs. Exactly. But, you don't have to. I haven't spent a single dime. I don't mind if people do.
Sure.
But I kind of like the challenge of, can I, just through what you get without paying, be competitive?
Is the stream
Because
still
I've had
on?
to be better. I've had to study more. I've got to have all the spreadsheets and the notes. I got to really plan out.
Alright.
Spreadsheets and notes, or
Yeah.
So, it's been going on for 40 minutes. Still 0 viewers. Awesome.
yeah, sure.
Am I?
Yes. Because they're not selling. Well, anyway, Michael, I appreciate the anecdote.
What are you talking about? Who's not selling?
I don't believe a golf game is gonna be that complicated. They're trying to sell to low. I mean, there's kids playing golf games. You don't have to crunch now. We're not doing Pythagorean theorem and crunching MC equals MC squared.
talking
Just push
about-
a button and then probably doing it with a ring.
There is some timing. There's also top spin, side spin, curl, wind adjustments.
Yeah.
Joe, should I do the rough bump here, or do I have a backspin and just go right to the green?
Yeah.
That's something that you have to learn through experience.
Meanwhile, this is what the game looks like.
It looks a lot like this. Because you always play against a real opponent.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're spending half the time watching them. And then you're like, oh, it's my turn. And there we go.
That's fun.
Okay, cool. Now you try.
Just wanna
a few
eat?
months ago, I was like,
You
"There's no way
fucking
to play golf
gonna
game."
eat some grass? Back to you, little shit. God damn, come on.
Mario Golf.
What the fuck?
Yeah, on Game Boy Color, I played that version, and I loved it. And also,
Can I fucking eat so I can get some wool, please?
If I play a little bit more, I'll have a few more rewards. You know, they
God,
get you on
shit.
that kind of like
Fuck.
making progress. But you can see the results.
Don't you guys have to eat some fucking grass,
I know
please?
how to play this. I know that when you have to curl it better than you might think. And really, the way to go is through the left. Don't go straight at the hole. That looks easier. But watch this, and then your opponent's like, "Whoa," and you're like,
Can you talk shit to the other person?
you can only use the preset emojis they provide. But people find a way to still be mean with them.
The people always find a way to really aggravate each other with those.
Yeah. So
Like when you fuck up and they say like good game, good game, good game, good game, or something like that.
well,
Nice
yeah.
shot, nice shot. Sarcastically.
Nice shot, well played, you're good. And you're like, I just fell in the bunker. You're being mean. You know, they'll spam emojis when you're trying to line up a shot where it really matters. You're running out of time. So then I'm the opposite. I'm terrified people will take what I'm saying the wrong way. So I only say good game if I've lost.
Interesting.
If I win, sometimes I feel like they might interpret it as I'm gloating.
Right.
So I'll say something like good luck. But even that kind of sounds like I'm telling them they need luck
A little
because
weird.
they're bad.
Hey, good luck, idiot.
What do you do?
You're a sweet guy, man. You got a heart of gold.
I don't want anyone to like discover my account or accounts
Epic
on
fucking
Flash
shit,
and then be
though.
like, this guy's Michael's a jerk. Because people love those stories of like who's actually really
Wouldn't
good.
that be great if there was an expose on Michael from his golf shit talking?
Yeah.
Now, Michael, season 3 has just come out.
Yeah.
All
the episodes.
All 8 episodes are up, available to view. YouTube Red, they don't call it YouTube Red anymore. They call it YouTube Premium. What the
YouTube
hell is
Premium.
that? What happened?
They just love rebranding things because it's confusing.
Right. They want to be confusing as possible.
It's apparently
That
a
is their
strategy.
right.
But yeah, YouTube Premium is what it's called now. I just focus on its mind field, right? And who knows what'll happen in the far future, but it's been an awesome run. And season 3 is my favorite season because as I've become more confident, like working with a larger team,
Sweet.
with like deadlines and a bigger budget and a lot more on the line, I've gotten better, and I've also gotten more confident in kind of being a big part of the process. And the team this year really understood what made mine feel great. We've got an expert from a university or a research team in everything. They're always there, so you don't just feel like it's this unqualified guy Michael being like this is a reality show. You feel like, oh, I can see how pilot studies are made, how you develop an experiment, and how you kind of try out variables to make sure that you're ready when you actually start. So,
Well, there was 2 episodes that stood out to me. The first one was the chimpanzee one. That was like freaking phenomenal. That was
Amazing.
such, dude. You guys, this one's free, so like this episode was so amazing. You went out to China
Japan.
or Japan.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ethan.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You went up to Japan and you hooked up with this researcher
Yeah.
who studies chimpanzees, and there's this huge natural habitat
Yeah.
where the chimpanzees come in on their own.
Exactly.
That is crazy. So
Right.
like this huge encampment.
Yeah. So I went knowing that other people had talked about his research. Obviously, it's been published for more than a decade. But I didn't know as much about how he runs the experiment. It's not like, all right, get the tasers out and wrangle the chimps into the rooms. They've got these treetop laboratories. So to the chimp, it feels like they're just foraging. And instead of reaching out and grabbing a berry and eating it, they reach out and they touch numerals in order, and then they get the same type of food they would normally forage, same amount. And then that's all calculated so that their meals that they're given by the keepers all add up to the right amount of food in a day.
So they get their whole day's food from these experiments.
No, they don't.
Oh.
They don't even have to go and do the experiment. They don't want to. If they don't, then they'll just be fed a little bit more later. But there's even facial recognition cameras that
can do it all, or the chimpanzees can do it all, and remember it immediately.
Yeah.
Whereas you competed at one point against one of these chimpanzees, and I mean, obviously you didn't have to know, but like we are just on such a lower level in terms of memory.
Yeah, our memory is so much less photographic. Now, I was at a huge disadvantage in that I'd never done it before.
Right.
If I did it every single day for years, I would get really good. But they found that a human just cannot reach the same average ability that a chimpanzee can. We just need a little bit longer. I think we're thinking about it a little bit too much. The chimpanzee's just going, I need to react to what's given to me, whereas we're going, shapes and thoughts, and primarily though, they found that it could be language. That theory, that the fact that we can talk, that we have language is what makes our memories so bad, is controversial in some circles. But I don't need to have a perfectly photographic memory if I can tell stories to remember things. If you ask me, what did you have for lunch? I don't have to go pick the picture out. I can go, well, let's see, it's Jake's birthday. He likes we had Taco Bell. No, we had a pineapple cake because he loves pineapples, but it was a banana flavor. And I'm telling a story. Even if I didn't have language, even if I didn't speak, my brain might still remember in that sort of way. Not with English words, but with grammar. Whereas the chimpanzee is just in that moment now. So this is the theory of the cognitive trade-off, that in
That makes
order
sense.
to develop language, we traded off memory.
And there's only so much space in your brain and stuff. But what I thought about, I don't know if you've seen this, there's this very, very rare condition called superior autobiographic memory. You know that? This is, so I watched this 60 Minutes. There's only 10 people so far in the world discovered with this ability. And they have this ability to recall any moment, any day, every single thing that's happened in their life with perfect recall.
Now, I've heard of it, but I don't know enough about it, so I'm a little skeptical.
I have a
How do
clip
I
here.
verify?
Here, well, let me show you a clip.
Okay.
They do all kinds of tests. So this was a 60 Minutes report.
Do you remember exactly, like, on a certain date, what day of the week it was,
Right.
how old they were, what they were doing?
Like if a current event happened.
As
Here,
detailed as you want.
let me show you.
Tested and proved to have superior autobiographical memory,
October 1st, 80.
total recall of every day of their lives.
I remember watching that. Absolutely.
Delta Airline Flight 191 crashes near Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I know exactly when that happened because it was August the 2nd of 1985. It was a Friday.
Such a gift has never been documented before, and scientists like Professor James McGaw are excited about where it may lead.
One of them said it's like a Google search. That you put it in and it just sort of, and there it is. And it's the year, and it's the month, and it's the day, and it sort of narrows in, and it goes bang, and they've got it. And this all happens very quickly. It just,
Actually, I have another timestamp where they can notice.
3, 4,
this is kind of
5,
blowing my
6.
mind. One of my best
One
friends
very
Two.
has this.
For real.
Really?
I mean, I didn't know what it was called, but yeah, he has like this ridiculous ability to recall like down to the hour of the day events
So
throughout.
you want to get in touch with the
Yeah.
conversation because they've only found 10 people in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
That's genuinely blowing my mind because my buddy, I've known him for years, and we always just chalk him up to be kind of a weirdo for having this ability. But yeah, that's actually kind of crazy.
Here. Hoping this is the right timestamp.
For others, though, like Jill Price, who was the first person to be diagnosed with this remarkable condition, it's a burden. Is it driving you crazy on the inside?
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah. I mean, I really just want to be screaming at the top of my lungs most of the time, and I can't do that. So I have to keep everything in check.
When did you realize you had this ability?
5 weeks after I turned 14, and I don't really know why on this day exactly, February 5th, 1980. But from that day until now, it's every day. And so, you pull a date out, boom, it's like I'm right there.
Every moment of every day.
I have nothing to add.
Yeah. I want to show. There's this one part I want to show you where they say specific days.
Got it, yeah.
It's very compelling.
Yeah.
Don't believe it? Well, let's do a test.
There you go.
5 days old, and
Probably not remembering it.
maybe it was a Tuesday, but it's also my grandmother's birthday, the 28th of January.
So there's a lot intersecting there.
A lot of reasons why I would remember the Challenger disaster date.
I guess it's a lot of.
6. And the Super Bowl was the Sunday before.
John Lennon's assassination.
That was December 8th, 1980.
Do you remember what day of the week it was?
Monday. I was in 10th grade.
It blows my mind that you can remember that.
That crash killed 274 people.
The Chicago plane crash.
The one in May 25th, 1970.
That is the one.
Yeah, I was in the 8th grade. I had just come back that week from having the chicken pox.
Remembering historical events is one thing, but this goes a whole lot further.
May 8th, my grandmother.
Imagine having instant recall of what you ate for breakfast exactly 20 years ago today. What if I flip it around? I don't give you an event, but a date. The 28th of February, 97.
That was a Friday, and I was leaving that day to go up to San Francisco, but we sort of got sidetracked by a bank robbery in North Hollywood.
She's right.
For an hour, North Hollywood was on.
So there you have it. So there seems to be some people that have both brains
Yeah, and
coinciding.
both, it's, I don't know a lot about it, but you can see how important it would be to learn, like, first of all, like, knowing the dates of, like, John Lennon's assassination and plane crashes. There are plenty of people who know all of those. But imagine being burdened in that way by every detail being there. It almost makes you feel less bad about how the past and your memories keep fading away. You only live in this kind of clear
But
bubble.
I wonder if that's some kind of defense mechanism, because it is like this. One lady that they interviewed in this was like, I love having this ability.
Right.
Because you can imagine the utility of that is insane. I mean, you'd be able to excel at anything, like way more to have
Yeah.
that level of
Yeah.
memory. But this lady says that it's a burden. It's a
I could see it
very
being
difficult.
both.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I don't know what they've found since. What's going on?
Yeah.
What are the limits of this, and what might be the cause, and what are some of the bad side effects?
Yeah.
But you can also see how difficult psychology is. If you want to do physics, and you want to talk about like the mass of a proton, they all have the same mass. But memory, all of our memories are different. When you think of being 5, what is it like? Do you see through your eyes? Do you see yourself from outside? Is it what's the fidelity of it? Is it like 4K? Is it like 1080? We still don't really know. And everyone might be so different, it might be really hard to pin it down. Mathematics and physics, it's kind of like, look, the speed of light is what it is. We've literally defined it to be something. But what is happiness?
Yeah. I would like to get her in there to challenge that chimpanzee. Do you think she would win? Because that is maybe a different skill.
Different one though. 'Cause
That's a very different.
I think she would win.
She's got this.
We gotta
woman
get
here,
her out there to Japan.
She has amazing episodic memory. She remembers episodes from her life. She doesn't have that photographic, like, instant
You
memory
don't think
from
so?
a scene.
We gotta
But there are
get
people who
Japan.
do. There are people who can look at
Yeah.
a deck of cards all laid out, and then it's called an eidetic memory because it's not quite like a photograph. If you show them 52 cards laid out in order, and then you tell them like what card was in the corner, which one was here, they'll know. But if you tell them which card had a tiny black dot somewhere, they won't remember if they didn't commit that to memory. It's not like they are pulling up a photo they took and they can look for details that they didn't see or attend to. So it's not that's who I went up against. So I had a bit of an advantage. But it's not that these chimpanzees were like, way above norm. They're what a chimpanzee can do, and we used to be able to do. The theory, the hypothesis, is that as we split from chimpanzees through evolution, we needed language to survive. We didn't have the safety of the trees. We needed to be able to say, watch out while I get those scavenged remains. And you have to trust that I will give some to you. I'm near it. You're having to do lookout, or you're having to do something else. But we have to communicate, because we can't just be safe in the trees and grab berries all day. But you can develop language. Like, you can't just go, all right, guys, let's just build a new lobe on our brain. Instead, you have to take the cells and the structures that are already there and sacrifice some of them to your new language now. And the hypothesis is that we gave away some of that eidetic memory, some of that short-term memory ability.
A good trade-off, evolutionarily, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, but I don't want to judge.
But who knows?
It doesn't mean that like we're better than chimps. It just means we're different. We were forced to be different to still be here today.
The other one, the Stanford Prison Experiment.
Yeah, also free.
Also free.
Yeah.
I was confused with the original experiment.
Actually, I'll just go to Spider later.
Experiment was very famous. This guy set up guards and prisoners dynamic, and just to tell a long story short, the guards became very cruel, right? To oversimplify it. But I guess I'm confused about what theory he was driving. That we are inherently like evil or manipulable or capable of evil. I guess I just didn't really see the point of the experiment, and I've always doubted this kind of theory that humans are born with a capacity of evil.
But the Stanford Prison Experiment is often given as evidence that, see, at our root core, you just can't help it. People turn bad. And the Stanford Prison Experiment has been told as a story of, it's not just bad apples, it's the bad barrel. If you put anyone in the wrong circumstance, they will behave badly. If you give people power and you depersonalize the others they have control over and all these things, they'll just become bad. Abu Ghraib.
Do you think that was proven through the experiment?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I think that it is very true that the situation can have a lot more power than we might think. But I don't think that it's the simple story of, oh, well, of course these terrible things happen because they just do. Even nice people can go bad, right? That can happen. But I think it's way more complicated, and where the people and their own personalities and the situations overlap and have feedback loops with each other, it becomes really gray.
Well, the one detail that actually I learned from watching this episode I didn't know is that the researchers were encouraging the guards off the record to be more cruel.
Right.
Which is something that they didn't disclose.
That part of the story is rarely told.
Yeah. That modifies the results a lot.
Yeah.
There was one guy apparently who wasn't being cruel enough, and there's a recording of the researchers being like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna have to be more dominating. You have to be more forceful with them. Otherwise, this experiment's not gonna work."
Yeah. And
Encouraging cruelty.
in the episode, I got to talk with one of the guards from the experiment.
Right.
And he explained that he thought he was working with the experimenters. He thought the whole point was, we're going to be cruel and see what people do. We're going to show that prisons are all bad and need to be reformed. So he thought he knew what the experiment was about. And so he behaved in a certain way. And he was getting feedback from the research team. He knew that the cameras were recording them. And that when he did creatively cruel things, they would get a close-up and they'd all go, ooh. And so he was encouraged in his mind to be mean.
Right.
So that kind of throws into question, what did we really learn from the Stanford Prison Experiment? I don't think punished, then you all lose your blankets. So the prisoners had to go against each other, stuff like that. That was
These
just
were
really
all
bizarre.
volunteers, so
They were paid.
yeah.
They were
okay.
paid per day,
Yeah.
a pretty good amount, more than what you would get for like just a job, college job, at that time. But it had to be ended early because it got so bad. Now there was also like a whole nervous breakdown one of the prisoners had, but since then he said that he was just acting because he just wanted to study for his upcoming tests, and they weren't letting
You
him
wanted
have
to
his
get out
books.
because I saw was this the guy who was like, "Let me out"?
Yeah.
He just started freaking out.
I'm burning up in here. Look, and then they were like, okay, this guy's like off his.
Yeah.
He's gone out of control.
Right.
But really, he was just doing that because he knew that they would have no choice but to like get him out of
Well,
his
that's
hair.
interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, so at any rate, you think that this experiment, what does it prove if not that humans are capable? All humans are.
I'm not sure what it proves,
Yeah.
but it's a great example in the textbooks, especially of like this is why we have ethics review boards. This is why we need to be careful. If you want to know what's in a proton, smash them together and look at what comes out. But you can't take someone's brain, scoop a piece out, and be like, now what's different? Oh, that would have been the part that allows you to answer my questions. Shoot, you have to be really careful. And there are times in the history of psychology where that line has been crossed, and I think we become better. But I also think that the Stanford Prison Experiment, like the Milgram Experiment, the one with the electric shocks, shows us that people will do quite cruel things in the name of something bigger. And in Milgram and in Stanford, I think that was scientific progress. They said, well, this university is doing this and it must be important, so I don't have to. I'm being told to do this by, someone whose work I think is important. So I think that's what we really learned from the Stanford Prison Experiment. We still need to do a lot of work on where that balance is between what makes someone do evil or what makes someone become a hero.
Right. So the experiment you did in the video or in that episode when they're in the dark room, that was based on the Milgram.
That was our attempt to play around with how would you run something like the Stanford Prison Experiment, but have absolutely no demand characteristics, meaning no expectations on the part of the participants that they were supposed to behave in any way. Because everything we kept hearing was that the participants in the prison experiment all thought they had to take on this role. Oh, I'm a prisoner, so I guess what do prisoners do? Well, they're obedient or they riot. I'll do one of those two. We said, what if we just give them numbers? We don't tell them that we're recording certain data, and we just see if, given the opportunity to hurt someone, knowing that you would never get caught for it, would you do it? And we really struggled. We also cast the most, benevolent people we could
Yeah, they
find.
were all sweethearts.
Because all we wanted to show is that there's a point where you just will not get the results that you saw in the Stanford Prison Experiment.
Yeah.
So it's not an either or. People are either good or you put them in the rotten barrel and they all turn into rotten apples.
I was wondering, were you wanting to do something more extreme? Was there ever a point when YouTube was like, let's not do it that way?
It was a weird episode because we developed that one after season 3 had already been approved.
Right.
And so I was busy making all the other 7 episodes and still having to come up with, well, what's the Stanford Prison thing? And the more we looked into it, we talked to a lot of psychologists, and they were all like, if you do it today, it's just a reality show. The BBC did a fantastic version that was much more rigorous, and they were looking at sort of group cohesion, and it was very cool. But, they had a huge facility, and they had a lot of time. It's all they did. We were only able to spend an eighth of our time and resources on this, right? Because we had 7 other episodes. So, I think when you say Stanford Prison Experiment, people get a little scared, and they think it's going to go too far. So we were even proposing stuff like there's this really fantastic experiment involving hot sauce, and you as a participant have to measure out an amount of hot sauce for someone else to drink. And YouTube was like,
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That was too far.
and I was like, yeah, but you've electrically shocked people in previous seasons, and hot sauce, there's like a popular show on YouTube that all people do, And I think they were just so scared that Stanford Prison Experiment was going to violate ethical rules that the hot sauce not quite so cartoony. But the hot sauce has actually worked in like serious studies, and so we used the noise, and I think it was almost more insidious because we were able to say we played it off like we didn't really know how loud it was or what was safe. We just said anything below a 7 should be safe, meaning should be safe. So if you crank that dial up secretly,
It's like
you could be really hurting someone, but no one would know that it was you who did it. Will people be that cruel?
and in the end, they were not really, were they?
No, they only ever responded in kind. It was just
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. They never cranked it up.
You could easily find people who would, sure, but it's not quite as easy as anyone.
You want
put
to
into a
prove
dark
that you
room.
could.
With them. Yeah.
Now, Michael, are you a tits or an ass man in the end? Because we did never get an answer on that.
I ask myself that every day.
Really? And did you ever find resolve within your soul on that issue?
Yeah.
Which is the answer to your porn.
I'm a corn man. How can you not love that?
I personally, it's a tough call between tits and ass. But I respect that you dodged it, and so I won't press you much harder on that.
Watch it, or
Cunnilingus?
Yeah, cunnilingus. It's quite
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just trying to eat my raw piece of corn.
He's a vagina man. I want to go to questions from the fans. We got some great ones here to share. But guys, if you've got YouTube Red or not, get it. Head on over to Vsauce
over-
channel. Watch
3 over 1.
Minefield
That's
Season 3. Is there 4 in the works? Is 3 the final season?
I think
Premium, Dan has corrected.
YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium.
There we go.
Can't say too much.
I can't say too much, but you know what? There's a lot of really awesome things on the horizon.
We've got a lot of opportunities.
I'm making choking on corn right here. Let me just take a little sip.
Pubic hair in this analogy that I've painted.
Ethan, you're really trying to connect some things here, and I'm really glad you are. But
Corn has gained a new depth, unless that's what you originally meant.
But you know, Minefield Season 4. Like it all comes back to that, doesn't it?
Yes.
I've been doing a video every single week on the Dong channel.
Yeah.
Vsauce 1 will get a lot of fresh free videos this year. I'm very excited. I bit off way more than I could chew last year, and I remember it was literally December of last year. Wait, that's not very long ago. December of 2016. I was working on an episode about torques and rotation, and it became the Leaning Tower of Liar that I put on Dong because I didn't really have time to like make it as kind of like complete as I wanted, and I needed to promote breakhanding in Australia. And then I realized how little I knew about physics and classical mechanics and calculus, and I was like, I need to get back to basics and I need to learn a lot. So I have been reading and learning. I think I've become a better person, and so I'm grateful that people are patient. In the meantime, I've done more videos than I ever have.
Dong is out there.
One should be coming out today.
Oh, great. Well, Michael, you're one of the hardest working people on YouTube. You are out there shaking your dick. And people,
You know, out there gnawing on the corn
yeah,
cobs.
you're eating corn, boy. Man, lucky lady.
Should we cook it first? No.
Your wife is a lucky lady, dude.
I'm a lucky man.
But the way you chomp corn.
I'm gonna stop chewing on corn during this.
All right, let's go to the questions.
Yeah,
Guys,
please.
number 1 on the list, we've got the other AKS asks, if you could do any experiment in the world without moral value stopping you, what would you do?
How would it not stop me?
Well, let's say ethical questions aside, is there an experiment you'd like to conduct that ethics would normally stop you from doing?
Yeah, I mean, let's say we're able to
Like drinking hot sauce, God forbid.
Right. Let's say we're able to create like artificial minds. Boy, even then I might think that it should have rights. But let's worry about that question a little bit later. I would really love to watch a human mind grow in isolation. Never learn a language, never meet another human.
There was a case of that, the wolf girl, right? Or something.
There's really unfortunate cases where it's child abuse.
Yeah, of course.
And so, I mean, yeah, for my
See you
school
bastards.
for the chimpanzee episode, and it turned into a bonus clip. And I literally cannot remember what his answer was. He may have said, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he I think hazarded a guess about what is it like. Are you conscious if you don't have language? Like, are they
Or like an inner dialogue.
I think I remember there's a great book called Things I Believe But Cannot Prove. And it's just tiny, short little like paragraph answers written by some really smart people. And I believe one of them, I could be misremembering, but one of them was like, I believe that you need language to be conscious. And I was like, geez, it's full of crazy things. Like, I'm like the director of this big institute, and I can't prove this, but here's my personal belief.
That's great. Thought provoking.
Yeah.
You know what I love? I would love to clone human beings. I want to take a dude,
Yeah.
clone him 5 times, just much like the movie Duplicity or whatever it was called with Michael Keaton. Do they get dumber every time? How much like the original are they? These are fascinating questions. I want to make duplicity, multiplicity thing again in real life.
The problem is that when you clone a person, awesome, now you have a little, like, cell, and it'll become whatever the blastocyst and fetus and whatever. It doesn't come out of a machine fully grown at like the age of 30 or something. It's
Right.
a baby.
Yeah.
It has the same DNA as the adult that you clone.
What happens if you raise yourself? Like, wouldn't that be wild?
But you're not
New
raising
person.
yourself.
Yeah.
You're raising a totally distinct human
Right.
with the same DNA.
What do we do
But
about
so
that?
much is not from
We
DNA.
have to circumvent that somehow. That would be a great experiment on environmental versus nurture, though.
Create the exact
Because it's
same
literally
environment.
the same person.
Put the same fingerprints, for instance, don't come from your DNA. Identical twins have the same DNA but different fingerprints because these just form through random motions in the womb. So, I've even heard, I think I heard this from Adam Savage, who has twins. And he was like, identical twins raised together are more different than identical twins separated at birth. Because of that pressure to be different,
Right.
if you don't have someone to be different from, you just follow your nature more. This is all hypothetical stuff. That's the other thing we don't have a lot of data on is like, what is it like when twins are separated at birth? Because we just don't do that. Ever since Minefield began, I've been like, find me twins separated at birth. And our teams have looked at adoption agencies, and they've gone and looked at other countries where there's a little bit less paperwork done, and this happens more often. We have not found. There's a documentary though
That'd be
that
great.
just came out, kind of
Yeah.
like, well, now it's been done.
I don't know if this is like true, but or this is some fantastical like thing, but I swear to God, I've seen a show about this. That an identical twin separated at birth ended up marrying the same identical twins separately. So 2 dudes separated at birth ended up marrying identical twins separately.
Right.
Michael,
So
I don't you know the real story.
I don't know the real story, but I've heard so many of these. Like
Yeah.
Ripley's Believe It or
But
Not.
I've
is full.
seen
Twins separated at birth, never knew each other existed, and then they both have dogs named Bob, and they both work as plumbers. They both marry blonde women named Amy,
Right.
and they, I don't know how much of that is true. The Minnesota twin study is the only one I can think of that's like a really classic, rigorous. But a lot of work is still being done. It's just hard to find twins separated at birth.
Man. Next up, we've got, what is your favorite unsolved scientific question / phenomenon by Buttholes with a Z at the end.
Ooh, Dr. Buttholes. He's always got the greatest question. My favorite unsolved or unsolvable?
Whatever you like.
I mean, I love fundamentals. So I'm thinking the multiverse theory. How can we develop an experiment, or can we, to really test?
Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Need to get something to drink. Alright, I'm back. Still nobody here, I guess? I'm guessing. Let's just see. Is anybody here? Has anybody even come by? 3 playbacks. What the fuck does that mean? Holy shit, there have been some viewers on here. It's crazy. Alright. Well, back at it. Back at it again. What am I gonna do now? It's a good question. Oh, fucking hell. God damn it, the podcast stopped. Here, I was watching this. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Whatever you like.
I mean, I'm really hella fundamentals.
Alright,
So I'm
there we go.
thinking
Is it light outside? No, it's dark.
the multiverse theory. How can we develop an experiment, or can we, to really test how big our universe is?
Holy shit!
Then
There's so many fucking creepers.
quantum states you can have in a certain region.
Holy fuck, man.
It's been calculated that like a Googleplex light years away, just odds are there's another you. Because if matter's all kind of the
Holy
same,
shit. Okay, I need to get the hell out of here.
you know, we only live in this observable universe that is its size depends on how fast light has traveled to us. But if there's no edge to it, it's like there's a wall, there's just a wall, because we can't see it, we can't observe it,
Oh,
it can't
but there's a
affect
spider
us.
over there too.
It's always growing. But I guess what I'm trying
Oh,
to get here is
come the fuck on.
in Max Tegmark's mathematical universe book, just recently,
Fuck
the
you,
idea that
skeleton.
the laws of physics themselves could be different.
Right.
Because space itself can have maybe different states, just like water can be ice and liquid and gas.
I need
There
one
can be
more.
other parts of the universe, like all of it, not just the part we can see, where space is different, where its permeability to electromagnetic radiation is different, and light it operates. I don't know, but the constants, the concepts of conservation of momentum, like these could literally be different. And we could try to replicate that if we had enough energy here, but basically it sounds very sci-fi. But I'm just troubled by the fact that it's like, yep, light travels at that speed. And I'm like, but
Well, what I've heard about that is like multiverses, like different universes could have different properties, but you're saying it's possible the same universe.
we have to define universe.
So
really
universe is
clearly.
just reality. Everything.
The universe
Yeah.
is everything.
Yeah, okay. So then what would you call a parallel different space to like what we occupy
I guess.
with different properties of matter?
Right, so I forget what the diameter of our observable universe is. It's billions of light years.
Right.
And it keeps getting bigger as light from further back reaches us finally. But like,
Starting to rain. That's fine. Oh fuck!
you know,
So it's of the
spherical region
Jesus Christ.
could also
Oh
have
fucking hell! No, don't blow up.
Earth, but
Fuck this shit,
there
bro.
are different levels of multiverse.
Fucking
One
creeper in a
multiverse
goddamn
theories,
thing.
and one theory allows for the
Fuck this
possibility
shit.
the laws of physics themselves to be different from one to the other. And this leads to the whole question of like, well, of course the laws of physics are what they are, because the ones we
Show us
have
over here,
are
come on.
conductive to things existing
Start breeding,
like
huh?
us that can ask why they exist.
Right.
But in a universe where, I don't know, energy isn't conserved the same way or something, you might just not be able to get complex life forms that can ever go, now what's this energy thing about?
So experimenting, discovering what's going on with all this
Traveling
being
faster than
multiverse.
light,
Yeah.
I'd also like to do.
Would you, if you could go on a one-trip journey around the universe at
Yeah.
the speed of light, would you do it? Because if you travel the known universe at the speed of light, I remember Carl Sagan saying something like it would take you like 50 years, but by the time you got back to Earth, like a billion years would have passed or something. Would you take that spaceship ride?
Well, as I get older, I feel less like I would,
Yeah.
because I'm not as alone. I've got a wife,
Yeah.
we want to have kids. When I was like totally single, I'd be like, leave
Yeah.
now, come back in 10 years of my time to an Earth that's a million years older, and yes, I'll be a celebrity. But now I'm like, I kind of need to be here for the people in my life now.
By the time time you get back, they may have already been like, dude, our science is crazy. We already figured all this shit out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a name for that problem where like I could start on my journey and like 2 seconds in, people show up
They're
at year
already
5,000 and they're like,
Right.
hey man, like we're already like way ahead of you. Like we kind of wasted your whole trip.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What's the point too? It's like you come
Alright,
back,
sweet.
you know.
Let's go.
I mean, what good really did it do you? Right?
You were probably
Right.
exposed to a lot of cosmic rays and radiation.
Yeah.
You
Put some
you were a
torches up
living
in
piece of
here.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll come back and they'll be like, do you remember this band, the Beatles? And you're like, it's pronounced Beatles. And they're like, we never knew. Because no recordings exist. And you're able to like be our, imagine if we had an ancient Egyptian here who could be like, here's how we built them. Like I was there. Here's what my day-to-day life was. Here's what my cognitive processes are like. Like here's how I think and feel and how I describe them. You'd be like, wow, dude.
But we'll probably be able to upload frames like in the next 100 years, and that whole trip will be like way more difficult to make.
When we can do that, we can just, you know, build a copy of my brain and I don't die. I'm this consciousness that lives in a 3D printed
Great.
neural
That I'm signing up for.
sculpture.
What is one?
Here, let me say this. On that topic, I would not choose
Alright, what am
to
I
live forever as a 3D printed neural connectome.
I don't want to be 3D printed. I just want to be in the cloud.
You say, yeah, fine.
Oh,
Cloud,
good too.
yeah.
Sweet.
I want
Nickel
to
worm.
die.
You do.
I think it's important.
I
for
want
me
to
be
die.
Like, all right, I'm done. Not soon,
Yeah.
but
But there's
it's
an end.
time for it's time for someone else to be the adults.
I want to be in the cloud.
That's fine. That's perfect.
I want to be in the cloud
I'm not
eating burgers and not getting fat forever.
Anyone has
That's
to
all
decide.
you care about.
It's very personal.
But see, if you're in the cloud, you kind of already moved on. It's like not to be a... Dude, in the Matrix, there's this scene. The guy, he's eating the steak. He's like, I know the steak's real. Just put me back in the Matrix. Because the steak is delicious.
Yeah,
That's me.
it doesn't have to be a real steak.
I identified more with him than Neo. I was like, put me back, baby.
The deliciousness
Yeah, I want the
is
steak.
it's real in a way. Like fine.
I'd kill all my friends for a steak. That's what he did, basically. Well,
It's the vegan.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe it's getting in my head. This is finally here. We've got, what is one question you would want to be answered in your lifetime?
Oh jeez. Oh well, easy for me. It's are we alone in the universe?
Yeah, that's
Is
the big
there?
one.
Okay. I mean, just finding.
Well,
some
the
kind
scope of what's out there, right?
just finding like bacteria
Yeah.
that clearly did not come from Earth contamination, like it developed on its own. That alone would
That'd be great.
change.
What are the chances you think that there's a little something on Mars for us to discover?
I think.
It seems low, based on that little squeak.
I think it's going to be a bit low, to be honest. What are the chances that there's intelligent life out there?
On Mars? Or you mean
Just
on the
out there. I'd say 100%.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just,
Me too.
I'm convinced. Will we ever be able to contact them? Space is too big. I think 0%.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's just, it's so, it's
Yeah,
just
but
such
they
a
don't
shame,
Minecraft.
right? It's just such a shame. I feel like
Who's
there's
really
gotta be,
the winners here,
like,
alright?
100 years
The
ago,
aliens
200,
or the
1,000
people who
years
could
ago,
play
people
Minecraft for
fathom
their entire life?
what it's like to be alive today, what it's like to use the
Yeah.
internet, what it's like to fly, what it's like
They'll
to
never
walk
know
on
what
the
it's
moon.
like to
I feel
live.
like it's just such a
Fucking
shame
aliens, come on, bro.
that
Please.
if there is
Please.
other intelligent life out there, we're gonna
Are you really even living
eventually-
if you can't play Minecraft?
we're gonna shake their hand
Right,
and
I
have a
think so.
hamburger and a
We're
soda.
just limited.
But we
by
don't
the
know
speed
how.
of light.
But that's the thing. Maybe you don't actually have to go the speed of light. Maybe you just have to bend space-time.
Sure. Compress the space in between us,
Yeah.
because space can
I mean,
fast.
who
It is.
knows?
Expanding.
Right. Who knows what the mechanism
There's a thing called like the Alcubierre drive. It's just a hypothetical idea for a spacecraft that curves and bends and stretches space behind it and in front of it and can travel faster than light because it's just the space that it inhabits that
Right.
moves stuff. If we could do that, then we reached a point where we need to start naming the years differently. You know, we say like BC AD. That's like this big thing that like separates humanity into two halves. If we develop faster than light travel or discovered intelligent life and like made contact, that's another one of those moments where it's like, okay, there was a before and then now there's an after.
But also another scenario is like, let's say that humanity lives an additional 10 million years. Like we go the long haul,
Yeah.
baby. We go interplanetary. We can spread so slowly, but so inevitably. If we can just get to a new solar system somehow, we're going all the way. I mean, it's just a matter of time, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And like, how close is the next solar system? Like a light year?
More than that, the nearest one that's like habitable, I don't know.
Not even.
We don't totally know.
But maybe we can
The
hibernate,
planets.
right? Hibernate, get in
Right.
there, 100 years maybe, you know?
Sure,
Get
it's
some
30 light years away, 300.
I think
whatever.
they're even closer than that, Michael. I think there's one that's like in single digits light years away.
We don't probably know everything about the planets there, but you may as well go.
Might as well send some fucking hamsters out.
And then,
Because we already erased ethics in our hypothetical anyway.
yeah, we're not concerned about the ethics.
No.
I'd rather send people than
Well,
hamsters.
also robots. A lot of people say robots are going to be the ones that inhabit
I know.
the Borg.
But why should the robots get to have all that fun?
But it makes sense because they don't even need to breathe the goddamn air.
They don't need the air.
They don't need anything
Yeah.
except a little squirt of oil, presumably.
Yeah, I need to get greased up.
Yeah.
What were you guys doing when I got here? Everyone was like really greasy.
Oh, we just
I don't know why.
we had the smoke machine and the box.
Oh,
it
and
just got
the-
the oil everywhere.
I thought you guys were kidding because Michael came in. He's like, "Y'all are so greasy." I was like,
No
listen.
one would shake my
Yeah.
hand.
I was like, listen, Michael. These are a good bunch of people, and I resent you.
But your smoke machines are using oil, not like.
What's
Yeah,
smoke
the
machines?
liquid, whatever the liquid.
Wait, what's
is.
smoke machines? What are we talking about? What the hell were you guys
Am I
doing back there?
spoiling some upcoming like?
No. We're just reorganizing our office during that
You mean
break.
the big vape?
No, we have an old smoke machine that was just in one of the bins with blankets and stuff.
Fascinating.
And I was just going through it and found a bunch of the liquid on everything.
You got all gooed up.
Like it spilled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It felt oily, so we said we're oily. I don't know that it's oil.
Yeah, don't introduce yourself. Don't introduce yourself that way. Sorry, I'm a greasy right now.
I'm gonna just let an elbow bump up. I'm a mess. Bad hygiene.
Well, unfortunately, I think that most likely computers, the robots, are gonna be the ones to get all the fun.
But will they enjoy it?
No, probably not. And another philosophical question: if we send a bunch of robots out to space and they end up colonizing the whole Milky Way, how do we even know? Like, even if they pass the Turing test and whatever, and they're like self-aware, how do we even know that there is anything inside those tin boxes? And you could just be sending out a bunch of tin boxes to colonize all of the Milky Way, and they're just acting out of programming and impulse, but truly they're just empty boxes.
I could say the same about you.
No, you cannot.
How do
I'm
I
not
know?
an empty box.
How do I know that you're not a philosophical zombie? You act like a human, but you have no internal self-awareness or consciousness.
I'm telling you, that's
I
just
know
not
you do
true,
exactly
Michael.
what a
Listen,
zombie robot would
we
say.
took a picture of corn together.
Yeah.
We made it really blurry. I told you about the flavor of the corn.
But did you,
That's real as
did
it
you really
gets.
feel that flavor, or are you
I
just
love
going
it.
beep boop beep boop? Corn tastes good and creamy.
Yeah, I said that.
I'm just being
but
really
not-
mean to robots right now.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
already
it's-
a racist.
It's safer to just assume.
By the way, that's going to be super insensitive in 100 years. Beep, boop, 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 cream corn.
Yeah.
You're going to be canceled. Everyone's going to be like, dude, Michael was such a shitbag back then.
They will. There'll be robots being like, I can't believe this. Michael's canceled.
and like,
Here he is doing his robot impression.
Outraged robots.
Beep boop, I have no soul. I'm a robot.
Wow, 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 wow. Ooh, send me out to outer space with oil. Yeah, how rude.
But in my defense, robots now are very different than robots in the future. That said, it's probably safest to just always assume that something has consciousness and a mind, like even a cockroach. Just, you know what? I can't be convinced that you don't have a hope for tomorrow, so I'm not gonna kill you.
Thank you.
Keelan doesn't feel that way, though. You're just like, give me that meat sandwich. Oh, I hope it's
I'm
suffered.
so not the meat person here in this room.
Okay. All right, well,
You
we
were
covered a lot of
vegetarian
ground. I have to say, I think
Yeah.
this show...
And now that it is vegan, I'm gonna go right back to it.
I think the show went off the rails when we stopped talking about poop.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but it definitely happened. It was like,
Wasn't that like the first 5 minutes?
No, it was like 45 minutes at least.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you get us off poop, it's just turn it
Show
off.
went
It
off the
gets
rails.
really bad. I'm trying to think if there's any other huge things to talk about.
I mean, aliens is it, really. The other one would be kind of like, I would like to see a fully kind of sustainable, like if we could harness the sun's energy,
Yeah.
like truly and fully, that would be fantastic.
We'll get there. I don't have
But I
any.
just imagine having like basically unlimited free energy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something, isn't it?
A space elevator so we can get stuff
Ooh,
up
that'd
out
be
there.
fantastic.
Much less effort. Were there any questions people asked that you were like, I cannot ask him that? What's the worst question anyone asked?
Well, it's not that it was I can't ask it, which just seemed kind of dumb. Was why is the pee stored in the balls?
No one knows.
That was like the number 2.
All we know is that it is.
Right.
So,
Well, were you supposed to surprise me today, Zach?
Giddy up. He had you with some goose.
What was it? The giddy up?
Some Kramers.
Oh, okay. You got me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I told Zach, our sound lad, I said, I want surprise me. Hit me with something.
Oh, yeah.
Blow me out of the water.
Did he? Oh, yeah!
He hit me with some Kramers.
There's one. Yeah.
He did good. He tried his best. Those are never gonna look.
Did you just make that noise by pushing a button?
No, that was
It
bad.
did.
What do all these buttons do?
They do.
This is
It's Ethan!
what's up, man?
And the best one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a better one. I was really enjoying that. I've always wanted to be in a Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Well, you want to take a shot? Nobody's watching.
What did he spit? Oh, wow, it's really easy to know what things
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
It's like a toy.
It's got gifts and
Hit that
Listen
gazebo.
to this. I am a robot. I don't have rights.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's the future. That's the future calling. Sorry, Michael. You're a scumbag.
Sorry. It's intention.
No, yeah. No, well, you're right. It's a song for our game shows. Watch this. Here, watch this, Michael, right there. Hey, thanks for playing. I want to show you something. If you push it again, it will stop. Yeah. This is the H3 podcast. Did it work, Dan?
Oh, no. Hold on. You looking for transcendence?
Yeah.
Wait, why does it say ring?
I think it must have been pointed at the wrong.
Every time I
Ring!
it just says ring. Alright. Ring is getting all the love.
Are you making like $5 every time you push that button?
I should be. There you go. You got a money sound effect, didn't you, with it?
Yeah, probably not.
No. But here's a gazebo. Here, this one should work. Here, watch the preview. So this is the gazebo that's on. So we've got that on the soundboard.
Whose idea was that?
Right over there.
Probably collaborative effort.
Yeah,
As
I
many
appreciate
things are.
that one. I really want to push this one. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
I won't lie. This is definitely me when I'm driving.
Yeah. You're a Soflo fan? A fan of the finer thing?
Look, I've been a fan. I mean, I don't want to say that I made him,
Yeah.
but I was so much original content. How could it come from one person?
Yeah, I know. He's fantastic.
Why did I start Vsauce? Soflo.
Yeah.
Inspired me.
Yeah.
I was like, how can I ever attain
I
that?
won't lie. This is me when I'm Vsauce, Michael, inspired. That's me. Well, actually, interestingly, that was when I first found Liza Koshy, and we interviewed her for that video because he was like, I won't lie, this is me when I'm driving.
And it was her video.
Yeah, and that's her video. And it went mega viral on Facebook. It got 50 million views. Oh man, those are the good times.
You know what's sad? I don't remember the video that comes after his intro.
Right.
Oh, it's so good.
What was the?
It was just Liza dancing in the car.
Dancing was driving and listening to music, but she's so funny.
That is so totally Soflo when he's driving though.
Yeah, no, totally. It's so flow.
I won't lie.
And you could tell.
This is definitely me when I'm driving.
You could tell.
He won't lie.
You can tell he just like snapped that on his phone while he was driving, like just on the way somewhere, and threw it up on Facebook. Just boom.
It's so genuine. It's so in the moment. It's so candid.
Yeah. He's fantastic.
You can't build instincts like that.
Let's-
You've been born with them.
Let's send SoFlo to Mars. I think there's a chance there's something under there though, deep down.
Yeah. You know what? I
Like
would.
deep down where it's warm, I think there might be some shit.
It'd be cool if we found proof of some kind of life and realized, oh man, life began on Mars.
Yep.
When the sun was, I don't know, I think it was warmer or cooler in the past. I don't know. Don't quote me on this stuff. But then, asteroid hits Mars, ejects some stuff, makes its way to Earth, lands, and then comes back to life. All of a sudden, now we're here.
What do you call that? Something with sperm.
Panspermia.
I just remember the sperm.
Panspermia.
Isn't that amazing?
Unlike panpoopia, which is the correct way to cook poop.
Panspermia does make a lot of sense though.
Doesn't it?
Because it's kind of like the macro version of pollination.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it makes it easier to understand how something that would seem unlikely could happen. We already have a lot of time. The universe is old, so
Right.
just crazy stuff will happen.
Right.
Like self-replicating molecules, DNA, whatever.
Right.
But if you allow it to happen anywhere in the
All
universe,
over
and then it can spread,
Almost like a cancer.
of course we're here. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a vegan diet and I'm farting and shitting a lot. And so I probably should hit the John. I've been having diarrhea since I started this vegan diet.
What are you eating? I don't know if you're eating well.
Well, I think I am. Lots of avocado,
Maybe it's
lots of
just
beans.
still from before.
I had a meal, a day of eating so putrid, it turned me vegan. I had like McDonald's and I ate it, and then I made a pizza and Hila didn't want any, and I ate it all. And I was like, bro, this.
You have to hit rock bottom sometimes. to
I
get better.
did. I hit rock bottom, and I was like, man, I want to see my son turn like 20 at least.
Yeah.
So, I went vegan, but I'm having diarrhea, and I feel sick and tired and scared
That's not good. You should feel
and confused.
better. You should really check out like good vegan restaurants.
Yeah.
And
Or
not,
a
don't
recipe.
just
I want to go to
don't just
Peggy.
take what you normally eat and throw out the stuff that has meat in it.
Yeah.
Like really look at
I've been eating like order out Mexican food almost
Indian
almost
food.
exclusively.
It's often vegan. It's definitely vegetarian and it's delicious. The
Fascinating.
Indian Kitchen. I'm not afraid to just shout them out. They are the best.
Indian kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh,
They don't
check them out.
deliver to where my wife and I live now, so we just have to drive out and get it.
Oh, it's worth the drive. Where are they located? What part of the town? You don't want to say?
Google Maps it.
Oh, okay. You don't know.
Look, I'll look it up.
Well, I was just curious if it's close to us.
We don't need to.
Probably not so.
Oh well, then okay. I thought you did a little twist. I thought you were gonna say it's probably not close. But what he ended up doing, Hila, is saying it's probably not so bad. We should end the show.
Yeah, because I've got a silver chest I want to unlock.
Well,
That's a top priority.
don't let me.
Okay, look.
Don't let me
Here's where
stop
the
you.
Indian Kitchen is. So West Hollywood.
That's at
We-
my.
That's we're living in an apartment right now as we renovate.
Are you renovating? Is it the? So it's not the house I visited you once.
No,
at?
no.
Oh well, congratulations by the way.
Thank you
That
very
is
much.
terrific. A huge step.
Yeah.
Is it at? Would you call it your dream home?
I mean, my wife's gonna be living there, so yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I won't lie. This is definitely me when I'm driving.
This is definitely me when I bought my dream home.
No, we're really happy. It's so
That's
cute.
great. That's awesome.
Our first like trip together was to that same area, to an area.
Oh, that's.
So we're just like, wow, full circle.
That's cool.
But the point of all of this was the Indian Kitchen, WeHo.
We hope.
I would love to be sponsored by like super local brands. Not be like, hey, Skillshare.com. Go and use this code. I'd rather be like, the Indian Kitchen at 325 Alameda Street.
They would get their money's worth. They would.
You think
would
they
blow-
would?
Yeah, you would blow. Like if we were sponsored by a local restaurant, I feel like we would blow them up. want to go eat there.
You know what? I didn't invent this concept. I think the Dana Carvey show did this. Like every episode had a sponsor, and it began with like Mountain Dew, Doritos, big ones, and then the final episode was like, you know, Mr. Lee's Chinese restaurant, just like across the street from the studio, because like his ratings were so low that the only sponsor he could get was them.
That's amazing.
And it was hilarious. But I would love to do that. Like, just shout a thing
It's
out
kind of a
where,
great idea. We should add like an extra sponsor at the end of every one.
yeah, like
Just
if you're
blows
in the
them
West
up.
Hollywood area and you need thimbles, here's this tiny little store that's only open on Sundays.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, wow, that is not relevant to 99.999% of your audience.
But to the 0.1%,
They're going.
love it. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go bank a poop.
Okay, drop it off.
I'm gonna make a nasty diarrhea.
Do you have...
But I'm vegan, so it counts for something.
Great.
This
nice
is it.
fancier food with the diarrhea.
Yeah. Guys, thank you all for watching. Season 2 is off with a bang.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the H3 Podcast live every Friday at twitch.tv/H3 Productions, except sometimes it's not on Friday. Thank you to Omaha Steaks, Lyft, MeUndies, and Honey for sponsoring this episode of the H3 Podcast. If you guys have any questions for us or our guest today, give us a ring at 818-214-8504. Next week, there's a lot of, there's some housekeeping stuff to get
Keep
to.
it,
So
yeah,
just keep chilling.
that house.
Keep chilling. Sometimes it surprises me how much housekeeping we have.
Right.
But anyway, Michael's here. I'm going to do like an official intro. But I just want to say we have some house. Just keep chilling. You're doing good. Doing great. Next week, I'm very excited to say that we have Brendan Green coming on to the podcast, a.k.a. Player Unknown, the creator of the massive, successful PUBG. He's the director, designer, producer, a.k.a. the new Notch.
Right.
Very excited. That episode will be at an irregular time, Wednesday the 20th at 3 p.m. Leave your questions for him on the subreddit. I'll be throwing that up here after this live broadcast. I forgot to put it up. Today's guest is a saucy fellow, a V-saucy fellow, if you will. We all know him and we all love him. He's Michael, and you've recently ascended from a science guy to a living meme status, I would say. I think the Vsauce memes are in high demand as far as the meme economy is concerned. He just came out with a second season of YouTube Red series Minefield, was just released, and I had an excellent time watching it. And he's got one of the best channels on YouTube, Vsauce. Very honored and thrilled to introduce once again to the show, Michael.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah,
Great
nice
to be
to have you
back.
back, yeah.
After being here for the groundbreaking of this very studio,
Right.
I'm back.
It's very cool. You are our first ever
Guest
in the studio.
In the studio.
It's a lot
Your
different
first
now.
ever was
Yeah.
PewDiePie?
Right. It was
Yeah.
outside of the office.
And that was like in some warehouse.
Right, he had like an Airbnb in LA. He was
Oh.
shooting Scare PewDiePie.
Right? Season 2?
Yeah.
I don't know if that. Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
season 2.
Wow.
We all know how that one ended. A little,
Great season.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I was in it, by the way. Did you know that?
No kidding. Just like how you were in Minefield, where like it didn't work.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, thanks for trying.
It was actually much worse than that.
Were
I
you
was in a
scared?
full episode. I co-starred, me and Hila both, in an entire episode. Was I?
No kidding.
It was a whole fucking thing. I got electrocuted, bro.
For real.
Yes.
Technically, for those science fans out there watching, electrocuted means killed.
Are you
If you
serious?
didn't die, you weren't electrocuted. You
So
were shocked.
Shocked.
I'm sure there's some other word, but
I
yeah,
didn't know
electrocuted. Look it up. You have the
No,
power
I believe
now.
you. I believe you. I'm just. I've said
I'm not
this.
saying that I know
That shocks me.
every word. Electrifying knowledge.
Electrocuted.
Can I put my mouth right on the mic? It feels kind of good.
Oh yeah, I prefer. Basically, the more in, the better it sounds.
A lot of famous mouths have been right up next to these.
True.
You get there's every that was a really passionate and tender kiss.
Have you ever seen me kiss?
I'm all of a sudden jealous of your wife.
Should be.
Yeah, there's all kinds of hepatitis. It's a petri dish. It's basically new forms of STDs being transmitted to your tongue right now.
Glad to be part of history.
Cheers to that.
Mo Bradbury was doing
Oh, Bradbury. Yeah. That's once This is my mic. I don't know what you looking up to.
Ethan doesn't move.
I don't let anyone use this mic.
Where was Mo?
He was
This
right
mic?
there.
Yeah.
We bleached it though when he was done.
Thank you.
I bleached it like halfway through the show. I couldn't swear
Just
before.
he was like, protect me from myself.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, buddy. How's the show changed? I mean, last time you were here, we had like a tape. It was kind of a funky setup, right?
I think I was on
You
that
are
couch,
on
I
the-
think,
yeah.
which was very comfortable. Now I do feel kind of tall with this chair being up high, but I'm afraid to move it because then the mic will have to move it. It'll just
Oh, you can. The mic
I
is
can do
very.
whatever I want. The mic, the mic. But what if I don't move it right? What if I get too low?
No, don't
No,
worry.
don't
I just want to be efficient.
You can really just manhandle this thing.
Okay.
Well, how are you? How have you been? I mean, how the hell is life since we last spoke with you?
It's great, it's been fantastic. I just got back from the Brain Candy Fall Tour, and that is, it's a slog. Every day you get a show, 6 days a week, and then you get 1 day off. We were able to perform in Kansas City, my hometown. Gave shout outs to some teachers that made a difference in my life who were there in the audience, and got to have my grandmothers come. Couldn't really make it very far away from Kansas City, so having the show there.
That must have been really cool.
It was really cool.
That is very cool. You do it so how long do these tours last? Because you says you do it 6 times a week and once a day, 6 times a week. So how long is that duration?
Well, it could be 4 weeks like this fall one, but in the spring we did 9.
Holy
No
frick.
break.
How
Yeah.
level with me, Michael? How awful is it?
It's not, because here's the thing. Adam Savage has been traveling and touring for years. He
Right.
knows how to make it nice.
Oh.
So we've got star coaches, right? We've got rooms in the back of these buses. We drive overnight.
Right.
You wake up whenever you want to, because you don't have to worry about the show until like 6 p.m. So you've got a day to just lay in bed, go to the dressing room. I can do a lot of work. I can still make my regular calls, and I can visit the cities. I'm away from home. I'm away from my cats. I'm away from my wife. I'm away from the Vsauce office, and
Right.
that's a drag.
Right.
But meeting people in person is really important. You can watch a YouTube video and engage with me that way, but when you meet in person or when you turn your whole evening into just coming to a live show, it's a bigger part of your life. I think
Yeah.
you remember it longer.
We've been to your show. It
Yeah,
was
we saw
really
it.
fun.
It was a
You guys were in
blast.
Costa Mesa, right?
It was in Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a total blast. I remember. It's a total blast. It's a total romp.
really fun.
The kids, they love the goddamn balls. That's what I
The
remember.
balls. Well, they're free.
Yeah, there's free balls. I mean, guys,
Free balls.
you're selling tickets to Brain Candy, but you should really be selling us free balls.
Free balls. Well, they're not free. You have to buy a ticket.
It's free. It's lots of balls, and then underneath in parentheses, Brain Candy.
Brain candy.
Yeah,
Paper balls.
yeah, pay for the balls.
Yeah.
Stay for the candy. Yeah, I found that to be true as well. I mean, when you meet a fan, you that personal connection or realizing that these are like real people watching your.
Oh man, and the
Your
best
content.
thing is that, especially because I'm touring with Adam Savage, a lot of makers come to the shows. People who have a craft, people who love to make things, and they make us stuff. They make us wire sculptures. A guy made these Muppet type puppets of Adam and I that are just
Oh my God.
phenomenal. I mean, it's not like I tried. It's like I'm a professional here. Normally this would have probably been thousands of dollars, and I just made it because I love making puppets, and now I have a puppet of myself, which
So you're collecting treasures.
collect treasures.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
How do you get nerves before the shows? I mean, this is a serious production. There's a lot of people in the audience. It's a whole thing. They come out tonight. They come out. They watch you. I mean, you've done a lot by now. But walk me through the process of prepping yourself for that. And now, after doing it for so long, does the nerves still affect you? How is it?
No, the nerves don't affect me now. They did
Wow.
for that first show because I had never done this. I had no idea what the show was going to be like. We'd run through a few rehearsals with no one in the audience.
Right.
But luckily, Adam and I are both pretty good at improvising. Something goes wrong, if something needs to change, we can just do that on the spot. And you start to get really familiar with it. And then I've got a background in doing live performance ever since, high school, giving informative speeches and that kind of stuff in forensics and debate. And so I got the butterflies out. Like, I feel comfortable. If something goes wrong, I can fix it. But yeah.
I feel like I would be shitting my pants every fucking night.
Yeah.
We've toyed with the idea of doing a live tour, and I think I would
disagree.
Okay.
You guys
Yeah.
should do it.
I like your encouragement.
Yeah, you'll be super nervous the first, the second, the third, but then you'll start to be like, man, I can't wait for this. I can't wait.
Right. So it's a fun thing for you now. You go on stage, you do your thing, you look forward to it.
It's really fun. I mean, it's the same show every night, but not really because there is no script. And so
Right.
we're always tweaking things before the show. We'll meet and I'll say, I think that joke would land better if we did this, or I think we should change the order, or I think you should explain that part, and then I'll explain this part, and then you can pretend like you don't understand, and then I'll pretend I don't understand. And it's always
That's
changing.
pretty fun.
And it's new to every audience.
Right.
I've seen the show, or I'm in it, but every night it's a new city and it's new people who are like hearing and seeing these things for the first time.
You had said that you guys are both really good at improv, and so when something goes wrong, you feel comfortable picking up the pieces. What's the most dramatic thing that's gone wrong for you guys on stage?
I fall a lot on stage.
Face plant?
Not a face plant. There was one night, it was in Canada, I believe it was in London, Ontario, where we didn't have the right party fog juice. Normally we use propylene glycol, I believe, and instead we had this oil-based thing, which meant that a layer of oil formed on everything on stage, including the floor.
Man.
So, I dance in the show, as you've seen.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even during dancing. I was just walking, carrying this bottle of acetone, and boom, slip, hit the ground. It was so bad. I needed to discuss it during the Q&A in the middle of the show because the audience was like,
Worried?
"Are you okay?" And also, maybe that had to have been scripted and planned because no way the show would have gone on. That's not even the worst, though. The worst.
You
was,
ate shit pretty hard. It sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah. And I'm a really jumpy person, so when I fall, I don't just kind of fall. I go,
Right.
and then I play it up because I feel like maybe that'll be more entertaining, and then everyone thinks I'm really hurt. Another time I fell, and this was the same show with the oily floor. I fall, and I feel while I'm falling, I think, what, I can save this if I start break dancing.
Right.
Maybe that's
Sure.
what I'm meant to do.
Right.
But there was a stagehand in the way, and I roll into him because, of course, the floor's covered in oil. I can't break dance. I can't break dance anyway. But I also can't even get friction with the ground, so I just
Right.
slide into him.
Right.
And
That sounds like a
was
killer show.
That shirt, we couldn't get the oil out of it, so
Was that a favorite shirt of yours?
it was a really good stage shirt.
That's a
So
shame.
London, Ontario, you guys were the last ones.
Damn.
Do
see
people
that.
upload those fails to YouTube, or is it not really?
I haven't seen any, but I'm sure they.
Wait,
I see them on social.
Dan and Ian, can you guys look up if there's Michael eating shit on stage? I want to get
Yeah,
that
check
up
it
here.
out.
We have
I
that.
know there's some just dancing and not falling clips out there.
Oh my god, I hope that's up there. I mean, that sounds like a hell of a show, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, they were very lucky.
Yeah, they're very fortunate people. Okay, well, my next question for you is that I'm fascinated by people who do a lot of stuff. Fascinating. Thanks, Dan. Jeez, I can't get a break. People make fun of me because I say fascinating a lot. I find it really fascinating.
Fascinating.
Every time I say fascinating, Dan hits the soundboard to mock me.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
I can't even say it. Do I get passes? Should I get some
You can say
fascinating
it.
passes?
It's the F word.
The F word. But the guests won't know what I'm talking about. Michael's just confused right now. He has no idea what's going on. Alright, I'm fascinated. Give me a break, Dan. Give me a fucking pass on this one. By showmen or productive professionals who manage so many things in their lives. Because I find myself always overloaded and I get flustered and lose focus when I have too much shit to do. So you're doing Minefield, Vsauce, Brain Candy, the City Box. How do you manage all these things at once and keep yourself sane and focused?
I don't. I'm going insane. No, I think what it is it's about a great team to help you. I'm involved with the Curiosity Box and help curate things, but there's a different team that packs them, deals with orders, deals with getting samples, and I love what I'm doing. It's kind of a cliche answer, but when I wake up in the morning, I want to continue reading about rigid rotational dynamics, because I just want to, and it happens to also be my job. But if I couldn't do that, I'd be kind of annoyed. So I'm really fortunate that my job happens to be what I do anyway when I have free time. But that also means that I do I ever have free time?
Yeah.
Like I have to take a break and say, okay, I'm gonna stop learning.
Well, do you feel like you have free time? Do you feel like you need free time? Just being so busy all the time, how does that affect your life?
It doesn't affect my life because my life was already, even before YouTube, the same thing. I just didn't have anyone to listen to what I had discovered, right? I would talk out loud to myself. But then with YouTube around, I could just turn who I was into
A show.
Right? And to get bigger than that, to do a live show, to do the Curiosity Box, to do Mindfield, you have to have other people help. And so
How many people were with you and supporting you?
So, gosh, I mean, there were more than a dozen people on Mindfield.
Wow.
And we had a number of actual psychologists helping with pre-production. Because the first season was classic experiments. It was stuff that I knew because I had an undergraduate degree in it. And I was like, let's just replicate all of these famous experiments. We know the result to expect. And we kind of, we know what we want to do. But for season 2, I wanted to go into what are psychologists doing today? And how are they doing it? So we had to bring in people who were career psychologists who could then reach out to different universities and say, what are you doing? What can we help you do? We've got money, we've got resources, we've got, in some cases, cameras. Like an episode that isn't out yet, maybe it will be when you're watching this, was about the placebo effect and how we're enchanted by neuroscience, that we believe it can do more than maybe it really can. And having Mindfield there as a documentary crew made people believe that the study was more powerful than it was, because of course it was a placebo study. But it must be something if all these people are here with cameras. If Michael Stevens is here, it must work. And that was all part of planting that suggestion in their mind that they're going to get better.
That's very cool. I'm looking forward to. There's another 6 episodes coming on Mindfield, or what's the deal? There were 6 out already.
I think there are 3 more. There's 8 total, and so far 5 have come out. So over the next 3 weeks, the next 3 will come out.
So I wanted to talk about season 2 Mindfield, actually, because you definitely, it seems, kicked it up a notch from season 1, and I appreciate you sacrificing your own body and mind as guinea pig. You dabbled in it a little bit season 1 with the deprivation.
Yeah.
But I loved the truth serum and I loved the ayahuasca trip. Tell me about how you guys came up with that idea. And I just want to hear, like, what was the experience like? Let me start with the ayahuasca, because I feel like on the show, I wanted to hear more about how was that experience for you.
Right.
Because it was a weird, trippy thing. Like, it's one thing to take a psychedelic and hang out with your friends. It's another thing to hang out in, like, a jungle while some robed man chants while you trip balls.
And be recorded for
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, like,
That's a weird way to do a psychedelic.
Yes.
Hey guys, rather than doing it in like my dorm room, I'm gonna do it in the middle of nowhere, where no one has cell connection, where the only way to get back to a city is by taking a boat ride for hours
You're
and
implying
flying.
there was a measure of paranoia.
There was a lot of fear, and I don't
Right.
think, we didn't record a lot of that, but I was really nervous as the date approached because I couldn't say no. I made it very clear that, like, look, if we're going to do this, we all need to agree that up until the moment I put it to my lips, I can say no. And no one's going to be mad that we went all the way out there.
Right.
Because I didn't plan on not doing it, but I wanted...
You want to reserve the right.
I didn't want to feel forced.
Yeah.
And so I said, look, when it comes to the decision process and what we do and how it works, that hierarchy goes me, then the shaman, and then everyone else.
I love that the
shaman.
shaman.
Yeah.
makes sense.
If the shaman thinks that we need to have the lights off, if the shaman thinks that we need to
Right.
stop recording,
Right.
and I can't respond, you listen to the shaman.
Yeah.
I know he's not on payroll. I know YouTube didn't approve him as a director, but
Did he get EP credits?
I don't know what he got.
Okay.
But he was a great guy. He was also our boat captain.
Oh, he's he moonlights.
Yeah, he moonlights with the ayahuasca.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But tell me about that experience, because first of all, was it your first psychedelic experience?
As far as my mother knows, yes, of course it
Okay.
was.
All right.
Yeah.
She's not watching this. This isn't your mother's show.
And so it was, man, I think the initial emotion I had before the ceremony was aggravation.
Really?
Yeah, because I was nervous, but I couldn't do it my cameras there. They don't have to make a show.
Right.
And so this is what's going through my mind. I'm like hanging out in the hut, waiting for the shaman and his assistants to come and get me. But I can't just get picked up and then taken to the ceremony. We have to like do multiple angles and takes.
The experience couldn't be authentic.
It was totally authentic, but I had a job to do during it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the hard part, that I couldn't just completely surrender myself to the
Right.
experience
Right.
as me. I had to be Michael, the host of Mindfield.
Right.
I had to listen to direction like, ooh, you know what, we have to do that again because like this light was in the wrong place, or oh, we need to get the coverage of the shot of you entering. And I'm fine doing that, but I had bigger things on my mind. And
Like
so,
colors and shapes.
well, not even then yet, because I hadn't even
You weren't-
taken it.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know what kind of colors and shapes are going to be. It was frightening. Okay, so then we've got a crew of people, right? We've got something like 8 people there, and they've got microphones all around, and usually you do this in the complete darkness. That makes for a terrible show. So we had to have lights installed, which made me really self-conscious.
Right.
Because not only am I being watched and surrounded by people,
You're expected to perform, which I can only imagine would be such an awful feeling while you're tripping
right,
balls.
okay, so expected to perform was another concern I had, so I also made it clear that if I do nothing
Right.
but lay there catatonically for 8 hours, you're all going to be happy. Agreed?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have any responsibility or obligation, because you're in a different state of mind.
Yeah.
And I can perform, that's my career, that's my job, I'm used to that, in this state of mind.
Right.
If I get hangry or grumpy or happy, I can still do those jobs, but I wasn't familiar with what it was like to be in the state of mind that DMT creates. So luckily we had all that figured out, and it wasn't that big of an issue, but I felt really unhappy that I had to have all these eyes on me. And then as the drug started to take the effect, I felt feelings of guilt. Because
Really?
here I am,
Still on this.
I was paid to fly to
Still
Peru
going.
and take drugs, and only I got to take them.
Damn, boy.
No one else on the crew had signed the right insurance paperwork, or would probably be able to do their job properly if they had also taken it.
That
So
would have been interesting, though.
it could have been interesting, maybe for season 3.
The boom
whole
guys
crew.
yanked out.
Yeah. I mean, the shaman drank some. You know?
Okay,
I
God
didn't know
bless
he
him.
would do that, but when he took a dose, I was like,
Were you a little concerned when you saw the shaman dipping?
yeah, because I was thinking, wait, I thought you were
You're my
watching
guy.
over me.
You're my guy, bro.
Yeah. But let me tell you this: when the effects got stronger and stronger, my feelings of fear and guilt and the self-awareness of all the cameras on me, that every motion I did was going to be caught, and if I sat up, they'd have to reposition cameras, and I'd be aware of that. And what if it didn't work? What if they needed to give me some kind of direction and I wasn't in the right state of mind? I eventually realized, hey, as annoying as it is to have all these cameras around, if we didn't have the cameras here, there wouldn't be a show. And I'm doing this for the audience. I'm doing this for Robin, the researcher who was there. It's not about me. All of these concerns about, hey guys, stop walking, that noise is frustrating, or stop asking for the coverage shots. That's my job. It's for everyone else. This is not for me. And starting to think about, I need to just give. Robin, come do the EEG scan. I'm ready for that. I didn't want to, but then I realized by allowing you to do it, I'm giving. It's not about me and what I want. It's about what everyone's here for. So that's a lesson I took
That's interesting.
from that afterwards.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How?
That's interesting because it makes you think about when something is your hobby and then becomes your job. It's kind of like it's not so much about you anymore.
Yeah, that is kind of profound.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you felt that on a level that you hadn't realized before?
Yeah, I mean, I literally envisioned myself as this, waterfall that's just offering its water to the world. And I'm like, I remember sitting there going, at some point, Robin has to come over and give me a series of questions. He's got to put this thing on my head and measure the electrical activity there. And I can say no. And I planned on saying no. Until I realized the way to get rid of all that anxiety was to just say, let's do this. I am a vessel for your research.
Were you concerned from the beginning that you weren't going to be able to perform that?
No, I wasn't figured even if it all completely is messed up and we don't get everything right, that in and of itself is a story.
Whatever happens is good.
Whatever happens is good.
Well, how did the experience match up to your expectation? Let's just assume that you've taken other psychedelics. Let's just imagine a world where you have. How would that hypothetically compare to your experience?
Well, it's different for every single person, but anxiety was my biggest fear because once you've drank the ayahuasca, you're on the ride. Like you can't take the antidote,
Right.
you know. And the first ceremony was really pleasant and quite low in its dosage. The second one, within 20 minutes, I was like, oh no.
You took twice as much, as I recall. You took like a third of a cup the first time, and then 3/4 of a cup.
That's right, yeah. And it happened so fast, I had lost control. I no longer was like observing what was happening. Things were just happening to me.
Right.
And my heart started racing.
Right.
We had a medical doctor there, which normally you don't, because it's not dangerous physically. But YouTube requested that we have a doctor there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so but here's the thing, my heart was going, it was literally beating very fast. There's a moment where I touched my chest and I'm like, yep, it's really happening. But then I thought, how do I let the doctor know? Because I can't think, this is not how I normally feel. Is it weird if I just say, hey, help?
Right. And then be like, what?
How are they going to interpret that?
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe I'll just ask for water, you know? Maybe that, like, will tether me back down to reality because someone will have to bring me water, and that's a really mundane
This is so.
normal thing.
I feel like I've been in that headspace of trying to like. You're stuck between like the ethereal world and the physical world, and trying to make sense. Being in another place, and it's frustrating. I hate that
And
feeling.
it's frustrating because I was probably most consumed not by anxiety, but by the feeling of how do I relay and describe what's happening to me later, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what always annoyed me about discussions of psychedelic experiences is that it all felt really vague and hard to empathize
Abstract.
with. And now I know why. It's like describing colors to someone who's never seen. It's a completely different state of mind.
Right.
And so
Every psychedelic experience I've had, I've hated it. I don't know why. Would you say it doesn't sound like you quite hated it, but it seems like it was marked with some negative feelings.
Exactly.
In my experience, I always have a lot of. I think my problem is like I'm too anchored. I never really let go, and you're always like resisting the urge to just kind of float off, and you're trying to like hold on to the earth as you're floating to the sky.
I think getting over that resistance is a
Right.
big part of what psychedelics teach you.
Right.
I didn't break from that, but I'm aware now of its existence. I know what it feels like. Robin Carhart Harris from Imperial College London, who came with me, didn't say I had a bad trip. He describes it as a challenging trip.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
I'm still glad that I did it, but I'm not like, I gotta do it again. And I think that's fine. You know, that's exactly
It's
fine.
Yeah, I think if you're so that eager to return to that state of mind, you're probably having some trouble dealing with the actual physical world. If you're so eager to embark out there
And
on a daily basis,
I don't know, but I know that there's a bonus clip where we spoke to a woman who took psilocybin as part of this
What is
coping
that?
with
Oh, that's
death
like mushrooms. Yeah.
She took a pill through a study at NYU, and she worked with these researchers for months, and they crafted a pill just for her based on her weight, based on her past. They knew what dosage to give her, and I think she felt incredibly safe. She wasn't in the middle of this brand new
This
place.
was therapy for coping with death.
Yeah, she
Her
had,
death.
yeah, because she had been diagnosed with cancer, and to confront your own mortality is obviously frightening. But they were experimenting with how psychedelics can help you deal with those feelings, and it was a phenomenal experience for her. She tells a story of seeing a table with all of her family and friends, but also death is at the table, and she realized, yeah, death's invited, of course. And ever since, this happened years ago, ever since she's felt much better. She's felt healthier, and she only took that one pill. It's not like she has to
Wow.
take one
Oh,
every
interesting.
month. It's one dose.
That's awesome. I love I think psychedelics and drugs like that really have a lot of value to our society. It's a shame that they get stigmatized, and I think that stigma itself is what contributes to a lot of the negative feelings you have when you take it.
I think so too, yeah, because you start to feel like, oh my
I'm
gosh,
doing something wrong or
I'm
dangerous.
doing something wrong.
Yeah.
In fact, I had this thought that cracked me up during that second ceremony where I was like, you know what? When the shaman lights the candle and says that it's over, first of all, it's very comforting because he knows how long these experiences last. When he lights that candle, it's proof to me that the effects are only going to wear down from now. I mean, it takes a very long time, but they when you're going down, you start to regain control. Anyway, I'm thinking, once he lights the candle and like the crew's done, the first thing I'm going to say is, I can't believe I'm gonna have to tell my mom I did this, and that made me crack up because it just sounds like such a funny thing. I didn't mind him saying it because it just felt like a joke when the experience was really dramatic and poignant. But I forgot what I was about to say.
You were talking about the stigma, how it makes the
Oh yeah,
experience.
I think that if I was part of the Shipibo indigenous tribe where this is a medicine prescribed all the time, I would not have felt the same kind of. Am I a bad person?
Right.
Am I? I mean, this is illegal in the country that I live, and I should feel bad that I'm doing this. This is a behavior that only bad people do.
Right.
And you have that social baggage on you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I heard about a study that doctors are starting to use MDMA to treat PTSD. So they give you a dose of MDMA, which is ecstasy in the pure form, and they sit you down, and I guess it makes you feel more comfortable opening up, and you feel more comfortable with the emotions that you're dealing with. And so all these drugs that I think it's a shame. I really think it's a shame, this war on drugs, what it's done. I genuinely believe that people don't abuse drugs unless there's something else going on. Like, people don't just all of a sudden become addicted to drugs. I think all drugs should be legal, and people should decide what they want to do. And if there's education and support to help people navigate those waters, that we would be a healthier, better society.
And the word drugs,
I don't know about all.
because it
sounds
catches
bad.
so many things.
Yeah.
Everything from heroin to DMT
To Tylenol.
caffeine to Tylenol,
Yeah.
right? And so we have done a disservice to both ourselves and to innovation and knowledge by saying, ooh, you're going to study psychedelics?
Right.
We really only want to fund that if you're going to be studying the bad side of them.
Right.
And only recently has that started to break apart, and we have this now renaissance of investigation of psychedelics. Imperial College London has this whole psychedelics research group, and that's what Robin was from, who came with us. And so we're starting to be able to understand more about the mind, because you cannot have a complete theory of the mind if you avoid or ignore something that it's capable of.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean,
It's crazy that. Yeah, we've tried some, obviously by now, from the way we're talking about it, and it's weird to see what your mind is capable of.
so
I
it's
wouldn't
a shame.
want to do it on like a daily or weekly or we don't do anything now, but we've tried it, and
Yeah,
I think the experience of trying something like that is really interesting, just to learn about your own
Yeah.
body.
People are, and there's all these scares, like you take acid once and you lose your mind. I knew a guy who took acid and fucking jumped off a roof, or he never came back from the trip. Like, these are I swear to God, these are all just old wives' tales that are just designed to spook you. I don't think that really happens.
When I was a kid,
Maybe
I
very,
read,
very, very rarely.
Right. Well, two things. One, when I was a kid, I read the story about the guy who took LSD, thought he was an orange, and locked himself in a closet because he was afraid of being juiced. And you think, oh my gosh, how terrifying. And to be fair, this is a significant decision. This isn't like, hey, what we should do is invest in gold.
Right.
And you should. I don't think anyone should. I don't have any advice or I'm not going to recommend to anyone what they do. It's their choice, or maybe the choice a medical professional should make. But the fact that, Gila, you're like, well, as you guys can tell, like, maybe we have done some
Yeah.
that caginess we have to have
Yeah,
about
totally.
it.
Yeah, I feel bad like even talking about it because I've people are gonna say, "Oh, you guys are promoting
I'm
drug
not
use."
promoting
Yeah.
it. I don't endorse it. And I don't recommend.
I
I
just
think
feel like you should be able to talk about
Yes.
it and
Right.
And I think like you said, it's a big decision to make for yourself. And I don't think that it needs to be caged by law or stigma. I think that there should be open dialogue, there should be conversation, and like go to a place like places in Europe where drugs are legal and they'll test it for purity for you, so that you don't take something awful and die.
Right. Yeah.
Like, how
making
is
it
that not
illegal
worse?
means that some shady stuff can
It
happen.
means that,
with drugs.
that shady, bad people are going to own the market. It's not going to be regulated, and there's not going to be any. You're not going to feel like there's anyone there who can help you or advise you through the experience.
Something I found fascinating was that when I spoke with Robin,
Hit him with the damn fascinating.
I asked Robin, the head of the psychedelics research group at Imperial College London. I'm like, so what's your experience with
Right.
psychedelics?
Assuming she's done it.
Robin,
He.
Robin, like Batman and Robin.
Right.
He goes, well, I don't talk about that. I was like,
What? It's
what?
like,
Why?
duh.
And he's like, well, you know, my grandmother might see
That's
this.
such a cop out.
And I'm saying that is, I was going to say fascinating. I'm like, that is,
You see, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like drugs.
it's the effort.
I've got all the stigma around that.
What a great example of that
Yeah.
stigma. That's your job is to research psychedelics, and you can't say
What a-
that you've ever
yeah.
experienced them. What other scientist does that? Oh, I study gorillas. Oh, have you ever seen any? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I would never look at a gorilla.
Right.
I've talked to people who have looked at them.
Yeah.
Or imagine an astronomer who's like, yeah, I've been studying the stars, the motions of the planets. I've never looked up.
Yeah.
Don't judge me. I don't look
Yeah.
up. I
It's-
talk to others who have, and until we break that barrier, I think we're really missing out on a big part of the human mind.
It's such a beautiful paradox, I think, of this guy. I love it, even on a personal level. He's like, no, I don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, let's roll to a break. Quick thank you to our sponsors, and we will be right back with your boy, Saucy Vsauce. Thank you to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring this episode of the H3 Podcast. Listen, Omaha Steaks is a product that I am fully behind. You know that scene in Pulp Fiction where they open this mystery chest and it's like glowing orange? Well, that's basically what they send you. I received my package full of fillets, sirloins, pork chops, and kielbasas. It arrives in this chest with ice, and you open it, it's like glowing. It's like I'm enlightened when I open this thing. It's unbelievable. Let me tell you about Omaha Steaks. For $49.99, you can get my family gift pack. When you go to their website and search H3 in the search bar, that's 75% off. This is high quality meats, my friends. For $49.99, listen to what you get. 2 fillets of the mignons. I knew a guy who once said fillet mignons.
he was Australian.
He was Australian. Apparently that's what they call it in Australia. But I didn't know that. I'm sitting at a restaurant with this guy. He goes, I'll have a fillet mignon. I'm like, people aren't that dumb. If you're that uncultured, you don't deserve a filet mignon. Mignon. I just thought it was funny. Fillet mignon. You get 2 fillet mignons. You get 2 top sirloins, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 kielbasa sausages. Hold on, let me catch my breath. 4 burgers, 4 potato au gratins.
My favorites.
Yeah, these are actually
I don't care
incredible.
about the meat, the potato.
The meat is incredible. The potatoes are good. I'm not going to take that away from you. It's a huge potato ball that's like, it's like mashed potato in a ball. It's like, what genius made this? You get 4 of those. 4 caramel apple tartlets. 1 seasoning pack. And plus, in addition, because they love you and because I love you, you get 4 additional kielbasas. Say it with me, because it's a lot of fun to say. Kielbasa sausages, absolutely free on top of that. You get all of that for $49.99. That's 75% off by going to omahasteaks.com and in the search bar type H3 and you'll find my family gift pack. Omaha's got over 500 gourmet gift ideas. They got great steak experiences at home, the most flavorful, tender, aged beef, plus seafood, poultry, pork, veal, lamb, veggies, dessert, appetizers, pasta, soup, seasoning. They're basically just listing everything. They've got it all, in short. Convenient and quick shopping, guys. It's for those on your list. It's aged for 21 days to unlock the full flavors of the cuts, hand trimmed, vacuum sealed, my friends.
Very cool.
You are not going to want to miss this H3 family pack. So head on over to omahasteaks.com, enter my code H3 in the search bar, and get 75% savings. Unheard of. You're gonna love this, I guarantee it. Thank you, Omaha. Appreciate you and your steaks. Thank you to Lyft for sponsoring this episode of the H3 Podcast. Lyft knows that their drivers is what keeps them moving. Literally. So they do everything they can to make sure their drivers are happy on every trip. It's a simple formula. Happy drivers mean happy passengers. Maybe that's why 9 out of 10 Lyft drivers get a perfect 5-star rating. I don't know that they can take credit for that. I think the drivers are just nice. But I guess it's a nice environment, right? I mean, I don't know that you can take credit for. I mean, people helping people, right? You're gonna meet interesting people. You can have chat. If you want to be a writer, you want to be an artist, creative, hop in a Lyft and drive some ride. You can learn a lot of things. It will give you 5 stars. You'll be happy about yourself. Give you confidence. Okay? But, forget all that. Because you can earn hundreds of dollars a week plus tips. Want to earn more money? Drive more. It's never been easier to give yourself a raise. Lyft was the first rideshare platform with tipping built right in, okay? And so, because getting tips shouldn't depend on your passenger having a crumpled bill in his pocket. And let me just say, to their credit, I completely agree.
I never have cash on me.
I prefer riding Lyft because I can tip through the app, and I don't carry cash. Hello, I only carry Bitcoin. Does Lyft accept Bitcoin? I don't understand cryptocurrency. You can't use it. No, I don't get it. Okay. You can't use it. How is it a currency? It's like the monopoly money. You keep 100% of the tips, and they add up quick as heck, my friends. Drivers have been paid over $200 million since this feature was first introduced. Express Pay lets you get paid almost instantly, except waiting for weeks, and hope maybe not even getting paid at all. With scumbag employers out there. Don't gotta deal with that when you drive for a living. Lyft has taken the guesswork out of pick up the new AMP device, uses color coding to help passengers find their drivers, guys, so listen up. Join the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. Go to lyft.com/H3 today, and you will get
the fuck out of my house, piece of shit.
New driver bonus. That's
hey dog, get the fuck out of my house.
Plans for a new driver bonus. That's Lyft.
I need some wood. Yeah, fuck off.
Lyft.com/H3Lyft.com.
Oh shit, am I out of fucking wood?
And terms do apply, so
oh no,
thank you
this
to
is
Lyft
bad.
for sponsoring us. If you're in the market if you try to pick up some money, consider supporting us with Lyft. And if you want some dang meats, please consider supporting us with Omaha Steaks. Thanks so much for watching. Let's get back into the sauce.
Okay.
And we're back. H3 Podcast with Vsauce. Did you ever consider puking out the ayahuasca after you drank it, or were you like, can I do that?
You don't have time. As soon as it's entered your body, you can try to vomit it up, but some DMT's already entered your bloodstream.
But you would reduce the effect if you just gagged.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it would have to be the case,
probably
right?
A rough start.
Vomiting and diarrhea or not diarrhea, but lots of pooping, could be solid, I'm assuming, is a big part of the ayahuasca experience, and it's
how nice.
Something to prepare for. I had a puke bucket there. There are bathrooms there that
was
you can take.
Was that captured on film?
Never happened.
Never happened.
I never even felt like I had an upset stomach.
Interesting.
And I've heard of shaman who encourage that. It's part of the process of kind of purifying yourself. And there could be a legitimate medical reason that it's good, in that you can flush out harmful bacteria if you really are having some intestinal problems. But never happened to me. Some shaman will make you puke by either disorienting you with their song or giving you a tobacco drink. But that can be pretty dangerous. I mean, we did this as safely as possible. Again, we had a medical doctor there.
Right. YouTube don't play.
Yeah, YouTube was... yeah, and so I think that's a huge lesson to learn. This was not a recreational, let's have fun and be weird kind of moment. This was a, let's work with a university, let's work with a hospital, and let's learn.
What was the scientific purpose of the... I know you put the electroid things on your head to measure your brain waves. Was that the purpose? Or was it just to go through this experience as a scientist of sorts and to try to describe it?
It was both, because I wanted to see
be the last block,
if I could help talk about that state of mind as someone who's a professional science communicator. But at the same time, no study had been done that was that environmentally valid. Like literally done in the Amazon with those songs in those languages in that location. They're usually done in these very clinical hospital environments where you're in a white room and you're in a big city.
Right.
So we were able to look at that and help the researchers learn what variables to worry about, what kind of technology works. Obviously, it's not an experiment. It's not like, oh, we had a whole sample size and a control group. It's just one person. You've got an N of one. So
Just
we're not
experience.
we're not pretending that this is some experiment. It was more of a kind of pilot study to see what is it like to go to these retreats and try to collect data. Can we find anything interesting? Is this particular EEG helmet going to give us enough data, or is it too noisy and all of that? So we learned a lot in that case.
I felt a little bit cock-teased by that experience because you guys were saying in the show, you did it the first time you took a small dose, the second time you took a larger dose, and you guys were saying, I almost had an ego death.
I know.
I was almost there.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, great. Well, I can't wait for the third one when he
When it
takes...
gets there.
And
I know.
And then I was like, wait, there's only 3 minutes left.
I know.
What happened?
That's what happens when you are doing it for real and you don't know what the result's going to be. You know, we have a lot.
Did you consider doing it again, though? Because you could have taken more.
I could have decided, because
We'll go one
a few
more.
hours in that second
One more.
ceremony, I
3 more.
realized, oh, you know what? I can't get back to that ceiling that I was afraid of and turned away from. I could have gotten up and asked for more. This can happen during a ceremony, but I didn't. And there are other things that you'll see in future episodes where, like, I tried to get TMS on my head to disrupt and arrest my speech. We could not find Broca's area. They couldn't make it happen. That's just what happens, you know? If we'd spent, a whole
Was
week
the
trying.
dose, was the large dose you took what is normally enough to have someone have like a full ego loss?
I think it's different person to person.
Okay.
Right, based on
Totally.
your weight and
Depends on your weight, depends on your mindset, depends on the setting.
Oh, shit.
A full cup is pretty strong, but the point of ayahuasca is not to experience ego death. It's different person to person. Like, for a lot of people, a small dose, it's just to kind of like, I don't know, whatever effect you think you want from it, right? It's not about you're doing well if you're taking more. Not at all. Not at all.
You continued down the rabbit hole of strange drugs later in the season, and you experimented with the truth serum to see if an interrogator who gives you this truth serum can actually get information out of you. I was actually surprised by how effective, in my opinion, it was. Like, the interrogation technique she used was very clever, right? Like, it's not what you expect. Like,
Yeah.
in the movies, you have like a Bond villain who's like, and you just get brainwashed and say everything. But the way she approached it was very clever.
Yeah, it was clever and it was really fun. Like, I
Yeah.
just felt like I am the most funny person ever right now, and
So-
I'm just gonna give you material.
Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
And she didn't play bad cop. And I think at one point I asked her to. I was like, hey, could you stop being so nice?
Right.
I don't remember that. I don't remember much after, I think, when she asked me who the president was.
They kept giving you more. They're like, give him a little bit. You're like, I'm pretty fucked up. They're like, give him some more. I was like, damn. They pumped you full of that
There's
shit.
a funny moment where the guy
Just
was like,
passed out.
this is more than I'm not going to give any more. And at that point, I was like, I could take more. But I don't remember it. That was the scary part. It was that they could have told me I had said anything, and I wouldn't know if they were wrong or not.
Right.
That's pretty scary.
And the thing about midazolam, which is the truth serum that I was administered, is that there's an antidote for it that works quite quickly.
Really?
And so all of a sudden, I just come to, and I'm like,
No way. I've
yeah,
always wondered if that was possible.
it was weird. It was like
Just to go from completely fucked to sober, I find that
yeah, I didn't know how much
interesting.
time had passed. I just immediately was like, hey,
Wow.
what happened? And,
Right.
and I was forming memories again all of a sudden.
Huh.
Yeah.
But the way that she got the game was that you had information you're trying to conceal from her. She was trying to get it. Like, for example, that you had a sister, I guess, was one of them.
Yeah, and my
So-
sister's name.
Your sister's name. So her approach wasn't to be like, tell me your sister's name, like you would see in a movie. It's what, like, she would wait till you're super smashed and be like, so your sister Jessica is a dentist for a living? And then you would be like, yeah, that's what you know,
Exactly.
you like, it's really
It was
clever.
really tricky. You had to really be sharp, and you had to not just be living in the moment. to keep the information.
They basically just dull your brain to the point of you're just agreeable.
Well, yeah, all your inhibitions are gone.
Yeah.
You're not holding anything back because you're just not aware of what you should be holding back. And
Right,
you're just
right,
living in that exact moment where there's nothing else to be concerned about.
Right. It's like the puppy dog mode. I keep thinking about a little puppy. He's on
Yeah.
truth serum all the time. What do you think after doing that? Do you think that that serum is an effective way to get information from someone?
I think that it is an effective way to get information. I don't think it's an ethical way.
Right.
And I should, with the caveat that I'm not sure it's effective because studies that
Oof.
real studies, not
Right.
just Michael's experience, have shown that you get some pretty unreliable stuff. People will say all kinds of lies as well.
Sure. Did you lie at all during it?
No, I didn't really lie. I told obvious jokes, but I didn't
Right. I can't see lying in that state of mind, but I think it's just unreliable.
It was hard to construct a lie that I knew was a lie, but I maybe could have, or someone, as has been shown in prior studies, they can just
Right.
confabulate all kinds of made-up stuff.
Just like a dreamlike state where you're
Yeah.
just following some random thread in your head.
There's also the ethical dilemma of, can a person be forced to confess against themselves?
Sure.
Right? If what you have to do is torture someone or administer drugs intravenously to get the truth, is that really the way we want to get the truth?
Right.
What's more important? And ever since the days of torture, we've been hey, you cannot self-incriminate. If we have to resort to that, it's not worth it. And there's something kind of beautiful about that.
Yeah, totally.
Agree.
Oh, it's completely unethical. I just found it's really interesting to see, because truth serum always seems like something that's just ridiculous. Like, how could that possibly exist?
Yeah.
But that real world application of it was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, truth serum is a
Yeah.
terrible name because it makes it seem like some
Right.
fictional sci-fi
Yeah,
drug that
like from a comic
finds
book.
the truth.
Right.
In reality, it just makes it harder to conceal and lie.
Right, exactly. I think the most interesting thing that you confess to while on the truth serum is that you prefer making Vsauce videos to Minefield.
Yep, I had
That slipped right out.
I had no memory of that ever happening, and it wasn't until I was one of our writers was driving me home months later, and he was like, "Oh, because I wasn't supposed to know what I'd said because they wanted me to watch the footage back on camera," and he spilled
Did you
the
watch the
beans.
whole thing back?
Watch the whole thing back. Yeah, and
And you were really genuine. The interrogator was like, Michael, do you prefer doing Vsauce or Minefield? And you're like, you were just very passionately in favor of Vsauce
yeah,
in the show.
And I felt bad because if I hadn't have been under the effects of midazolam, I would have given a more diplomatic answer.
Yeah.
But I think the truth should be out there. Now I love making Minefield, but as you can imagine, Minefield has a deadline. It's got schedules. It's got
You don't
all
have
of
to
this.
defend.
It's a lot more complicated.
Vsauce comes out when it comes out when I'm ready.
I thought it was a great moment because it really exemplified how unguarded you were.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
Was there anything else in that interrogation? You don't have to tell me what it was, but I was curious. Was there anything else you said during that where you were like, oh, fuck, I can't believe I said that?
No.
Okay.
No, and so when I saw the original cut, because again, I'm not editing Minefield episodes, but I'm watching and we're screening episodes, so I'll see one 4 times throughout the editing process. But
You give
initially,
notes that are involved in the editing?
I give a bunch of notes,
And then they
I'm
come
not
back
sitting
with another-
there doing the
Looking
edit.
over the shoulder.
Yeah, but I remember watching the first cut and going, we gotta include more of the truth serum experience. And so I got all the footage, watched all of it, and made notes, and I was like, we gotta include all of this. Even if it's not scientific data, it's still interesting.
Yeah.
So the stuff that we cut, because you have to cut for time. That's
Sure.
the bummer. The whole thing
But it's
lasted
YouTube Red. Who
40
cares?
minutes. Well, the
Why do
thing,
they care about time?
I think audiences care about time because if you show the whole experience, all of a sudden the whole episode becomes 3 hours long. So we have bonus clips this season which allow us to show
That's cool.
more. When it came to false confessions, I was like, we have to include a raw, uncut false confession.
Right.
Because even though there's a whole lot of stuff that we can cut for time, like just the pleasantries, the hellos, the conversations that go nowhere, I want everyone to be able to see, beginning to end, how it happens. How you get a regular person to confess to a crime they never committed.
I'm horrified by that.
Yeah.
And, well, I think a lot of people have seen the documentary Making of Murder.
Yep.
And it wasn't the main guy's story that disturbed me. Honestly, it was his cousin.
Yeah, Brandon, I believe.
Yeah, Brandon, who went to prison. He just got out this year. He was thrown out by a federal judge. He was in prison for 12 years. In the prime of his life. You see him now, he's like this grizzled,
Adult.
like shell of a person who lost the prime of his life. The guy is mentally handicapped. I mean, you can tell throughout. He's like a simpleton. He's like Lenny from Mike.
Should not have been interrogated.
He shouldn't. And so these cars grilling him for hours and hours and hours. How having been through that yourself and having produced it, and how do these police or people who do this, how do they justify it to themselves? Because certainly people don't just think of themselves as evil or wrong. Like in their minds, that's completely justified.
That's an incredibly important point. That very few people on Earth are like, you know what?
I'm evil.
I really like Captain Planet villains. Just evil to be mean. Instead, everyone's different, but you might think, look, this person is a bad apple. They've maybe committed crimes in the past. They're going to continue to. Whether or not they committed this particular crime doesn't matter. Let's just get them off the streets.
Right.
So the motivation feels like good intentions.
Right.
But it does a disservice to our society when we aren't getting the truth, when we don't get reliable information.
Right. It's disturbing to think how many people are probably in prison right now due to false confessions.
It's the second most common reason people are falsely convicted of crimes. Number one is eyewitness testimony. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah. I just the justice system really surprised me sometimes. Whenever you hear, I was watching another one of these true detective. Oh, there's a whole documentary on Netflix. That's where I saw it.
It's great.
Yeah.
And I had to turn it off. I watched one episode and I was like, man, this ended awfully.
Yeah.
Like there was no vindication. It just ended like, and now he's in prison and he's been there for 20 years. It's like, well, all right.
Yeah. So I don't remember the name of that documentary, but I so recommend it because it's got multiple episodes.
Can you find the name
Find the
of it,
name
guys?
of it because you see that the reasons all these different people falsely confessed are completely different. In some cases, it's that the guy just drank a lot and would often black out and didn't remember what he had done and just became convinced that he must have. In other cases, it's, well, how can a lie detector be wrong? Like, I was shopping with my friend, but the lie detector says that I killed my daughter.
Right.
So,
by the way, the confession tapes is what it's called on Netflix.
confession tapes. It's a must-watch.
I don't know if we even introduced this, what we're talking about, but you did an episode on false confessions.
Correct.
And the way that you got that one girl to confess, it's like you guys manipulated her like very intentionally and perfectly. But seeing it happen just makes you realize like how easy it can happen.
Because it's always easy to think like why would they confess? If I didn't do something, I wouldn't confess.
Exactly.
Right.
It just,
You weren't coerced.
it just doesn't make
you
sense to me.
assume the person might be kind of crazy, or maybe they did commit the crime. How could a otherwise healthy person confess?
Yeah.
And it's manipulation.
Yeah.
It's not about coercion in the sense of like force
that's
and
a big
meanness
ass
being
scene.
the bad cop. There was no bad cop.
No,
the bad cop
it's-
was this director who they never met that could show up at any time. I'm the good cop. And for half of the day, I was not getting false confessions. Wasn't able to make it work. So Melissa, who was the expert, I said, could you just do the next participant? Funny enough, it wound up being someone who was a big Vsauce fan. Could not have been luckier that the one person who knew Vsauce was not interrogated by me. Probably would have had to have called it off for that participant. But anyway, it was about being nice. It was about being friends with the person and just showing them that if you confess, that's like honestly the best thing. Because if you don't, who knows what could happen. But look, if you confess, it's like a piece of, I get it. It's it's the best thing for you, in my opinion, as someone who's your friend.
Right.
And people's
And as you got this girl to sign this paper, you wrote out a paper saying like, I cheated on the exam and just sign and date it. And in my mind I'm playing it through my head, the stories I've heard of people who just signed that paper so easily, and then next thing they know, the police come in with handcuffs and they never leave prison again for their whole lives.
Yeah.
And the thing that stood out to me about what you did too is how much practice it took.
Yes.
You don't just accidentally get someone to falsely confess. You have to be an expert. You have to be a professional. You have to be trained. You have to know exactly how to manipulate people. And so to me, it made me hate those pigs. But it made me like.
It's really disturbing.
It made me very frustrated to think that there's people using these techniques for nefarious purposes.
So Melissa
and
Rosado
it's very what's the word? It's very conscious. You have to know exactly what you're doing to do it.
Yeah, you do. And again, it's hard to know what people's intentions are. Often they're not bad. Instead, it's like, I'm convinced you did it,
Yeah.
and now it's my job to get a confession, and it doesn't matter how I get it. It doesn't matter if I sort of...
Well, that's a shame. That means there's something fucked up in our justice system where there's not more emphasis on the truth.
Yeah.
And there's more emphasis on booking them.
Yeah, I think what we need is a better way to analyze whether someone's telling the truth and cooperating or not before the decision is made that they're guilty, time to get that confession. Because once you have a confession in a court, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
No matter what the evidence says, if you've confessed to the crime...
A murder and a rape.
It's kind of a closed case. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
done. So, I don't know all the details of the legal system, obviously. I was just interested in the psychology of how do you get someone, how do you manipulate someone into just saying, you know what, I'd rather cooperate and do what you say than stand up for what I really did.
And the thing is, how much time did it take you to get that one girl to falsely confess?
So it took her maybe 25 minutes.
Because they spent on his cousin, what was his name? Brandon, yeah. I think they spent like 12 hours with him.
Right. Now, of course, the difference there is that he is being interrogated about a very serious crime.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether or not you exchange information
And
ruin
also
our data.
handicapped mentally.
Exactly. Now, we didn't include another girl that I got a false confession from, and it took, I don't know the exact number, but it took like 9 minutes.
Wow.
She was only 19, and the power dynamic was incredibly skewed. And when we debriefed her, she was like, she literally said, well, I confessed because you had all the power. Like, what was I going to do? I'd already made you mad by apparently cheating. I wasn't going to say no to your request for me to sign and date a form. And it just made me... She was 19, which means her confession is a signed confession from an adult.
Right.
But because of she was this small person, and she was like...
How come you didn't include that one?
It was, again, about time. And that's the biggest kind of bummer about...
It made it look like you only got it once. The way you guys edited it.
Yeah. And so I want to use bonus clips to tell more of these stories. But one thing we've noticed in season 2 is that the episodes contain so much stuff. Like, we should have just done false confessions as an episode. But instead, we fit lots of things in there. We had the P300 brain scanner. We had midazolam.
Right.
And so we couldn't say, all right, now we're going to spend 40 minutes on interrogation. And then, after all of that, we're going to switch gears again.
I think that's a good idea, and you have more content, too. You can
Yeah.
explore all of those. All of those deserve their own episode.
Yeah, exactly. So now I think, moving forward, I would like to focus on...
More seasons ahead?
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
Okay.
Support Minefield.
Okay.
And, I understand it costs money, but YouTube Red really helps creators like myself and shows like Minefield be made. So, I really want YouTube to see that this is a good bet. Educational content is popular.
It's got to be one of the most popular YouTube Reds. It's the only one I watch. In my opinion, it's the only good one, if I'm being honest. I mean, not to throw salt in someone's eyes.
No.
Look,
Everyone
It's
has,
the only one we watch.
everyone has different tastes, and I'm excited to see what YouTube Red comes out with next, and what kind of decisions they make about their original programming.
I don't know. I don't understand the strategy. I don't understand YouTube Red, but whatever. That's a whole different fucking can of worms.
It's so complicated.
I have too many. You know what? I don't need another episode of me bitching about you. So there's already like 20 of those. But I am curious. What is it like? I actually want to ask you something else. The what you did with the brain scanner.
Yeah.
Where they could tell what you stole. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
And I don't like that shit the same as I don't like lie detectors. It's all a bunch of crap, and I hate it. I hate those machines, and I hate people who think that they can use it to tell the truth.
Right.
That one was disturbing, though.
Very disturbing.
Like, how do you feel? Do you think that is it accurate? Maybe you can describe what it was a little bit, so people know what we're talking
Okay,
about.
so a typical lie detector is looking at skin conductivity and things like that, and
blood pressure,
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a total pseudoscience, in my opinion.
Not very reliable.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's more about, making the person nervous enough that they feel like they can't hide things. But really what happens is people who don't have anything to hide feel like they're not being believed, and they start to not believe themselves. Or
if you're a real psychopath, you can just fucking...
lie
it's
your
not a
way
lie
out of
if
it.
you believe it.
Yeah.
George Costanza, season 7, episode 2.
Exactly. However, the P300 doesn't fall for those problems.
Right.
What this does is it looks at how your brain electrically responds to various stimuli. And there's a response called P300 that has to do with novelty. So if something is new to you, you'll see an effect. But if you've seen something before, it's different.
That's what it measures.
That's what it does.
I thought it was measuring the familiarity and not the novelty.
They're related.
Okay.
It's something like, look, if you really didn't commit this crime and you've never been to the crime scene, you never would have seen this door.
And you have no control at all over how your brain would react to that image.
You have no voluntary control over whether you recognize something.
Right.
You can't show me a picture of my mom and have me go, nope, I'm not going to turn on the recognition switch. It just happens.
Right.
But it sounds like there could be room for mistakes to happen with something like that.
Well, people have tried, right? And that's what I tried in the episode. I tried to, every time an image showed up, I tried to pretend like there was something amazing I was discovering about it. And it didn't make a difference because, again, it's not this simple A to B. There's this algorithm in between that knows how to correct for different strategies. So it's not accepted.
There's an algorithm. See, that's where I'm out. I don't buy. Like, if the brain is actually sending a signal, I would buy that. But if they have a man-made algorithm that reduces, that I don't buy.
Right, because then you wonder what's in between.
Well, algorithms are fallible. Human work is fallible. If my brain shoots off a signal every time I see something that I recognize, that's compelling.
Right.
But if these guys are, I don't know how they can make an, do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I mean, what their algorithm tries to do is better read that recognition signal and get rid of noise or other things you might be trying to do. Like with a regular lie detector, if you clench your butt cheeks every time they ask a question,
your
that
blood
messes up
pressure
the
goes
data.
high.
Exactly. But with this, their computers are watching every measure, and they're able to detect when you're trying to.
So what do you think? Is this a true lie detector that they've developed?
I believe that it is the most reliable truth detector out there.
That's terrifying.
And it's terrifying, and that's why it's not accepted by any court.
That's unethical, in my opinion.
Exactly. So Craig Stark, actually, who was on the video games episode, he had, I don't know if I can say this, but he's been involved in these kinds of discussions. Like, should a prosecution be able to force someone to undergo a functional MRI or any kind of brain scanning lie detector? And there are two issues. One is that if it is really good, maybe that's bad. Because maybe we should be allowed to have privacy in our own minds.
Yes.
Secondly, if there's a chance that it's not reliable, that it might have a wrong result, a jury is easily swayed by, well, I'm wearing a lab coat and this thing cost $1 million and it said that you did the crime. What are you going to do? You're going to believe the science.
Yeah.
Even if, in reality, it could be 50-50.
I don't like. You need privacy in your own mind. We can't have this all-powerful machine that knows when you're lying. The social implication of that is awful. It's like a dystopian future.
Yeah.
And again, there's a chance that it's wrong.
I feel like there's always a chance of something to
Right.
get wrong there.
It's like the.
Like, what if there's a door that I don't necessarily know but maybe I've walked by that place
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
sometime in my life, and it reminds me of something.
You know what it reminds me of, this machine? It reminds me of that fucking Tom Cruise movie. It was by Steven Spielberg. Dystopian future. You got it. Minority Report. That is the Minority Report.
Yeah. So we have to be really careful, and I feel like
Yeah.
we're going to have more and more discussions about this as the technology improves. And weirdly, I think, yeah, we might have to start saying that some methods of learning, some methods of knowledge are off limits. I did an episode on, is all really fair in Love and War? And I looked at the Geneva Conventions. I looked at things like, is it... Not all countries have this kind of a law, but in the U.S., your spouse cannot be compelled to testify against you. Because in America, there's this feeling that if we have to ruin a
I'm
marriage
done.
to get the truth, we should get the truth. Because
shit.
the marriage
Did a lot
is,
today.
more important. And there's a lot of
Well-
religious overtones there. Like, that marriage is under
Nobody can
the
actually
umbrella
hear me
of
now.
God.
But
And us
you can hear me on...
determining
I doubt anybody's going to watch this because there's
That's
only
our
a point two.
If we can't prove you did,
But if you did watch this on the channel after the actual stream, then good for you. Thank you. Leave a comment. But